Hello, I'm Joe Dupay, Southern Virginia head football coach. Excited for a great day of football. Here we go, baby. Go Knights. You know, last week we had one heck of a football game against a really good team, very well coached. And to be honest, we just didn't play very good at certain parts of the game. And there's a lot of things that we can fix that we've spent a lot of time on. The good news is we play again today, and we've spent a lot of time really just energized and focused in on those specific keys to allow our guys to play better. And you know, at the end, it comes down to just football 101, blocking and tackling. I expect our guys to play a lot better today. I expect our offensive line to come off the ball much better. Overall execution on offense to be a lot more clean. Defensively, same deal. Just being sound fundamentally, lining up at the right place, doing your job, and taking advantage of the opportunity that we have today. So I'm really excited to see our guys play. So you know, basically, here we go, week 9. It's been a long season, and I'd like to say that everybody was 100% healthy and ready to go. Unfortunately, football is a grind. You know, we got a couple guys that are beat up, a couple guys that are nicked up, but we have a bunch of fighters. We got a bunch of guys that are just battling through some pain. And, you know, that just kind of goes with the territory across the board. You know, I'm sure that our opponent has some injuries as well. So, you know, we're not going to have every single guy out there that we had on week 1, but the guys that we have out there are the guys that are still healthy enough to get out and play and battle through conditions that they currently are dealing with. So that's one thing I love about football, is you're dealing with guys that just have to learn how to do hard things, and we have a bunch of studs on this football team that get that and are really working their tails off to get it done. So you know, I'll tell you, with this game, this opponent, it's going to be a battle. Today is going to be a battle. TCNJ is a really well-coached football team. They're very, very disciplined, very smart players. They have a bunch of really smart kids, and they know how to play football. You know, they won last week. They are drinking the Kool-Aid. They want to go get another W, just like we do. And so it's going to be a battle, and I'm excited about it because just the fact that we're at home. Last time we were home, we were able to get a victory. Our guys are hungry. They want to get this bad taste out of our mouth from last week, and so, you know, we have a good ball club coming in that we can go out and compete with, and you know, hopefully at the end of 60 minutes, walk away with a W, and that's what we're looking forward to. For us to win today, the keys to victory, number 1 is turnover battle. We have to win the turnover wars. We need to get takeaways from our opponent. We need to take care of the football when we're on offense. We also need to, we got to win the hitting yards. There's a lot of hitting yards out there on special teams, you know, where we need to punt and control field position and get them pinned back deep in their own territory. Meanwhile, we need to have good returns on our punt returns and kickoff returns and field goals. Extra points. If you remember a couple weeks ago, we left 5 points on the board just on a field goal and 2 PATs. We can't do that. We can't make a game close like that. We need to win the special teams. So turnovers number 1, keys to victory. Special teams number 2, and just the field position war. And then number 3, we just need to play unselfish. We need to be really smart, but no unselfish penalties. We just need to play within ourselves and do our job and go execute. You know, play ball. Let's get it going already. I'll tell you, with our seniors, today's a special day being our last home game, and we have 4 seniors. You think about that. We have a huge football team. We only have 4 seniors that are pioneering this effort to start a tradition. And you know, those seniors are special. You know, this is about the players. It's not about the coaches. It's not about the fans. We love the fans. We love the coaches, but it's about the players and what can the players bring to the table and this experience that they have. And to be here and to graduate from Southern Virginia University, which is an unbelievable education, and to graduate as a football player, it's a special deal. You know, we have 4 of them. Michael Fry is a team captain. Michael Fry is a B-back. Michael Fry is married with a child. This guy is a great man. He's a trooper, and we're really proud of Michael, but we're going to miss him a lot too. You know, he's a guy that I would love to have around. I want lots of Michael Frys on my team year in and year out. So I'm excited for Michael to be able to go out there today for his last home game and just go and give it everything he has. Brian Lorenzen, a wide receiver for us out of South Jordan, Utah. Just unbelievable person, unbelievable character. Here's a guy that is completely unselfish, willing to do everything that he needs to for the team. You know, we're just lucky to have guys like this. And Brian, again, I hope he has just a great day. He's going to play a lot today and get out there and get things going. Senior number 3 would be Stephen O'Grady. Steve actually has kind of shifted roles to where he's been kind of a player assistant coach, and he's really been a great asset for us. You know, one thing that Steve wants to do after college is coach football. And I can see that he's going to be a really good ball coach, because not only does he relate with the players and is he able to motivate and encourage the players, but he's really smart, intelligent. He's added a lot of value to my staff this year, just as that role and stepping into what he wants to do, something that he's passionate about. So certainly this is his last year, and he's done a great job for us. And fourth, we have Spencer. And Spencer Law is one of those individuals that is just, he gets it. He's very unselfish. He's an individual that got banged up early on in the season, so hasn't been able to play physically. But he came to us and said, Coach, I want to do whatever I can do to help this team win. I said, Spencer, we need help in this area, in this area, in this area. And it's not fun, it's not glamorous, it's behind the scenes. You'll never see Spencer. But what he brings to our football team from his unselfish behavior and doing things the right way, and just helping out in the background, whether it be holding a video camera or moving a bag or whatever it might be, is huge, because he has the right attitude. All four of our seniors are guys that get what Southern Virginia football and Southern Virginia University is all about, and for that I'm grateful. I wish we had 25 seniors. That'll come down the road, but to only have 4 this year, also as they pioneer this effort to start the tradition, it also kind of opens your eyes to, man, we only have 4 seniors and we're playing against every other team that has multiple seniors and juniors. That's who we're playing against week in and week out. I can't wait. And I told my guys this earlier this week in practice. I can't wait till freshmen, you're all seniors. Sophomores, till you're all seniors, etc. Because as we get bigger, faster, stronger, more mature, there's a lot of great things happening right now, and I'm excited for that. But nothing better than to honor these guys today. 4 great seniors.
Welcome, everyone, to the fields at Southern Virginia University. I'm Jim Bresnahan, joined by Art Fuller as it's senior day here at the fields at Southern Virginia University for Knights football, the final home game, Art, of this 2016 season for the Knights, as they hope to go out as far as the home schedule is concerned with a big win today against the College of New Jersey.
Absolutely, Jim. The Knights already improved on last year's record, last 2 years, frankly, by getting a couple wins so far. The College of New Jersey with 1 win themselves. I think this is it's going to be a very tense game. Both teams coming in here thinking they're going to come away with a win, which means one team is going to be disappointed.
And the Knights, of course, last year not able to win a game, but 2 years ago picked up that first NJAC win. It was against the College of New Jersey. So the Knights are trying to go within a few years, get a couple of wins against College of New Jersey, and I guess a little bit historic as far as conference play is concerned in the New Jersey Athletic Conference for the first time in their 3-year stint in the New Jersey Athletic Conference, pick up more than 1 win in the season, pick up that second conference victory today.
Yeah, they'd certainly love to do that. It's all about trending in the right direction. That's something Coach Dupay has talked a lot about. He said, that we're going to be a little bit better this year than we were last year. We're going to be a little bit better next year than we were this year. And that's exactly what we're looking to do. A couple of conference wins under the belt, especially against a team that looks pretty evenly matched. In the NJAC, both beat William Patterson by about the same margin. That game just coming last week for TCNJ. So we'll have to see when this all comes together. Both teams, like I said, consider this a winnable game. It may very well come down to who can express some dominance early.
And in just a few seconds here, we're going to salute several seniors. Not a whole lot of seniors on this 2016 football roster, which can be a good thing as far as the coaches are concerned.
Oh, absolutely. If you've got young guys that you can keep, when talking with Coach Dupay yesterday, we talked about retention, and he said just how important that is, and really how difficult it is in D3. There's some rule differences between that and Division I and Division II that allow a lot more flexibility for players to travel and kind of test the waters other places if they want to, and it makes it a challenge for them. But Coach Dupay is very, very aware of the importance of retention.
Yeah, you've got a lot of different things at play, I guess, when it comes to retention. You've got academics, and here at Southern Virginia University, you've got missions. You mentioned the D3 factor as well, as opposed to, let's say, D1. And maybe at times, also, you've got folks who want to maybe focus on academics as opposed to athletics. So a lot of factors are really at play when it comes to retaining, in this case, football players.
Oh, absolutely. And it's the college experience in general. You have to be a good fit for the university. Southern Virginia has a lot of very high standards, and that's not for everybody. It's wonderful for the folks that come out, but there's a high standard to be kept, and you love to see guys that buy into that and come in and enjoy their experience, and that's really what we're looking to get as far as players are concerned.
The Knights have also had to deal off and on throughout this 2016 season with injuries.
Yes, absolutely. They've played a significant role. That they always do in football, but particularly when you're not very deep or when you've got a young team, that can play an even more significant role.
Again, coming up here in just a few seconds, so we're going to go ahead and salute some of the seniors, Art.
Yeah, it looks like they're starting to walk them out there already as we've got the lines.
And one of those seniors will be Brian Lorenzen. He's a wide receiver from South Jordan, Utah. He made 2013 fall and 2014 spring semester Provost list. In 2014, by the way, Brian had a touchdown and was named to the New Jersey Athletic Conference All-Academic Team. In 2015, he led the team in receiving touchdowns. He ranked third on the team with receiving yardage. And this season, he has 5 tackles, a fumble recovery, and a catch for 7 yards. Brian's parents, Mark and Tricia Lorenzen. He served a 2-year mission in Paraguay for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints from 2011 through 13. And Brian is working on a major in biochemistry with minors in biology, business, and Spanish. Coach Edwards said about Brian that he's a delight to coach. His enthusiasm and attitude are infectious and bring a great dynamic to the wide receiver group for the university. And one of his greatest strengths is his ability to tell the perfectly timed joke or remark to lighten the mood or get everybody in the right state of mind. He's been extremely coachable, according to the coaches, always wanting to know what he needs to do better. And certainly the Knights are going to miss Brian Lorenzen right there.
Yeah, there's Brian. That sense of humor, staying upbeat, is a very important thing, a big contributor in lots of ways. Spencer Law, another one of our seniors, actually walked out first. Spencer's a defensive lineman from Yukon, Oklahoma. His parents are Tom and Monica Law. Spencer's working towards a major in computer science and a minor in Spanish. He served his mission for the LDS Church in the Mexico Puebla mission from 2009 to 2011. Coach Mulatalo said, during my time with Spencer, he has shown true loyalty to the program and commitment, helping out any way he could. We're better because of his contribution with practice film and field management, and a big thanks to him. Spencer contributes in a lot of ways. He's been injured this season, so hasn't been able to help as much, but you love seeing a guy who's going to be out there on the field, on the sidelines cheering his team on, injured or not.
And there is Michael Fry, be-back from Ruston, Virginia. He graduated from James Madison High School. He was voted a team captain this season. He leads the team in total rushing yards per game, and a touchdown as well. And his parents are Ronald and Jacqueline Fry. He married Lindsay in 2015. They've got a daughter, Ariana. He's working toward a major in family and child development and a minor in athletic training. Coach Hoffman said about Michael Fry, he's the type of young man you want to have as a leader of your football team. An infectious personality, always has a smile on his face, can light up a room the moment he walks in, and his attitude and his work ethic have been fantastic no matter what the situation is, which shows the kind of man that Michael's turned into here at the university. It's been a pleasure, according to the coaches, to have coached him. And they can't wait to see exactly what kind of success he has in his life. And he has certainly been a workhorse, Art, in the backfield.
Yeah, big contributor on the field for sure. Last we have Stephen O'Grady. You can see him going out there not dressed today. That's because he's been, even though he's been on the team as a student, he's also contributed a lot as a member of the coaching staff. From Woodland Hills, Utah, Steve graduated from Spanish Fork High School, where he lettered 3 years in football. In previous seasons at Southern Virginia, he saw limited action on the field, but was a valuable team member in practice and made the change to the coaching staff this year as a coaching intern for Southern Virginia. Working with the defensive backs, Steve has helped our defense become the #1 pass defense in the NJAC. His parents are Tom and Carrie O'Grady. He married Nicole O'Grady in 2013 and is working towards a major in history. He served a mission for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints in London, England from 2007 to 2009. And Coach Dupay says of Steve that he's been a great asset to our program, will be a great ball coach. And that's really been Steve's goal as he transitioned this year over to assistant coaching, because that's what he wants to do for a career. He's very interested in becoming a coach and thought, hey, this is a great time to get some experience, especially with the tremendous coaching staff that the Knights have this year.
So again, 4 seniors honored today before this big senior day, final home football game against the College of New Jersey Lions. New Jersey with a record, as Art mentioned, 1-6 on the season, 1-7 in the conference. Southern Virginia coming in 1-6 overall, or 1-6 in the conference and 2-6 overall. And College of New Jersey is coming off a big win over William Patterson, a game where they scored 42 last week. Up until that game, in their other losses, that was again their first win of the season, and their other losses, they had yet to score over 10 points a game, so they busted loose against William Patterson last week.
Yeah, they absolutely did. Both teams, I think that we're going to see today kind of excel at defense, have had offenses that have struggled at times, so it'll be interesting to see that this will either be a very low-scoring game or who knows. Like I said, both teams excited here. I don't know what we're going to see, but it should be a slugfest one way or the other.
And for the Knights, it's not the last game of the year. It is the final home game. The season ends for the Knights on the road next Saturday, Art, at Christopher Newport University. And CNU not really struggling big time, but certainly not playing as well as they did, let's say, 4 to 5 weeks ago. So a chance for the Knights to maybe get this win here today, pick up that second conference victory and use it as a springboard for the final game against CNU. And wouldn't that be something to go out of the season with a 2-game winning streak, winning 3 of your last 4?
Oh, that would be amazing. I think trending in a good direction already, picking up a couple games this season. This coaching staff has not been in place for a year. I believe it was March of this year that they were hired and came in, so they didn't even have a full recruiting rotation. So there's a lot to be done in the offseason by a coaching staff that you really need every single day that you've got. These guys have made this significant a difference with only really half of a recruiting season anyway. I'm very excited for where it goes next year. Anything from here is just gravy, which would include a win today or possibly next week with CNU.
And you mentioned we talked to Coach DePay yesterday, and he talked about some of the keys, and some of those keys carry over game to game, like avoiding turnovers, avoiding negative plays, certainly controlling the ball, controlling the clock, and winning the field position battle, which really is not just offense, it's defense, and in many cases, special teams.
It really is, and one phase can help out another, a bit when need be. But if you're not executing in all three, at least to a medium level, it's really difficult to win ball games. So the Knights have really excelled when it has come to special teams. Their defense has stepped up. It's really just a question of how the offense is going to fare today. If they can start off on a good note, we've seen them in the past start off very slowly and then kind of come on as the game is worn on. They've got to get a good start today, though, jumping into this one.
And again, really off and on throughout the season, battling the injury bug. Obviously, as you Art mentioned earlier in the broadcast, you got to deal with the offensive line injuries. You also, Ty Jones, quarterback, has been off and on trying to improve his situation health-wise, really from the beginning of the season.
Absolutely, and you talk about some key locations. Having your starting quarterback not 100%. That's so tough. I mean, that's your captain of your offense, both emotionally, and there are two people who are going to touch the ball every single play, and that's the center and your quarterback. If nothing else, barring the very, very strange gimmick play direct snap or something, those two guys are going to get it every time. So you've got to have that cohesiveness.
One thing's for sure, the defense has been playing tough all season. I know they've given up a few high scores here and there, like 63 to Wesley, and there's probably no crime there because Wesley is a heck of a ball club. But the defense, I think, for the most part, has been pretty consistent this season with their play.
Yeah, they absolutely have, and it'll be interesting. We mentioned in the notes in pregame that the Knights are number one in the NJAC for pass defense. That's great. We're expecting to see a lot of NJAC running, though, in our conversations with the coaching staff yesterday, and so they'll put a little extra pressure on those front seven to see how the Knights can fare.
Well, we got the prayer coming up, I believe, in the national anthem, so we'll break away for just a few seconds. Kickoff is just a few minutes away. Stay with us here. Well, we're just seconds away from kickoff. Jim Bresnahan, Art Furler bringing you all the action here from the fields at Southern Virginia University. I want to tell you before we get the game underway about the new launch of Southern Virginia University's new official gear website, gear.svu.edu. It's the newest and best source for all official university gear. All orders ship within 24 hours guaranteed. And products include casual wear, hunting, infant clothing, office supplies, and tailgating equipment. Again, that is gear.svu.edu.
Actually went on that set the other day. There's some good-looking stuff. I was kind of impressed.
Yep, with the hunting and the infant clothing.
Little bit of everything.
And the tailgating.
Yeah. Cell phone cases and all kinds of stuff. Speaking of impressed, around the NJAC right now, there's a game. Wesley-Salisbury is a little bit of an important one, depending on final standings, how that's going to work out. Wesley leading right now 20-13 over Salisbury with about a buck left in the second quarter. We'll keep you updated on how that goes today as well. Yeah,
Wesley, Salisbury, Frostburg, all 6-1 in the conference coming into today. Frostburg plays at Montclair, not an easy task for them. And then next week, Wesley wraps up with William Patterson, and Salisbury, I believe, travels to Frostburg.
Yeah, always fun when the story isn't completely written until it comes down. Every once in a while, that is the case.
Knights will get this one underway. We'll get the ball to begin play in the second half. And the Lions.
Looks like it's going to go wide left.
Yep.
It's going to be College of New Jersey starting off. I think that's good news for the Knights. Their defense has been their strong suit, as we've mentioned, and you like to get them on the field first, especially since, as you mentioned, College of New Jersey's offense has not been theirs, and something just as simple as having that early to where your momentum can start building first. You start where you're strongest, may have an impact on this game.
Knights certainly had a lot of momentum 2 weeks ago against William Patterson in their homecoming victory. Lost to Kane last week, 32-3. We mentioned that New Jersey is coming off a big win, 42-28 over William Patterson, so we'll see what kind of momentum that New Jersey has. Osler is the quarterback, Trevor Osler, number 12, and their chief running back, number 28, Scott. They'll go with a little reverse, though, to a wide receiver. That's Matt Nelly, and he goes out of bounds. Knights right there to string him out on the short side of the field.
Yeah, it was good adjustments by the Knights defense. You can see they lined up planning on him for a receiver, but as soon as he starts jetting across, the Knights defense adjusts, shifts left. Everyone's ready for it, does their assignment, and that's really the key, is everyone covers your assignment. The inside force them out, the outside force them in. Everyone comes together and puts a body on them.
We talked about the injuries. The offense seemingly has had more injuries than the defense, although the defense has had new faces, in some cases guys who started their career in offense and switching over to defense.
Yeah, some rotating around for sure.
Here's Chad Scott going nowhere, knocked down, 35-yard line. Again, good push by that defensive front line.
Yeah, the offense at TCNJ, they seem a little slow to come off the ball. I'm not sure if that was a misunderstood call, but it looked like that exchange between the quarterback and fullback was just not particularly clear, and just that little slowness, that little first step can give the defense enough time to adjust and blow it up.
And so the Knights defense having the Lions exactly where they want them on the first series, third down passing situation.
Yeah, 3rd and 9's great for defense. If they can get a stop here and get a quick 4 and out, that would be huge.
Osler's the quarterback. He's going to throw across the middle, and he's got a receiver going in between 3 defenders. That's Matt Nelly. He may go. He is to the 20, and he's going to be shoved out of bounds by Christopher around the 10-yard line. That was a perfectly threaded pass through 2 or 3 defenders, but it was certainly the yardage after the catch that burned the Knights.
Yeah, the Knights that time smell and run, saw it the first couple, got a little confident, and I think may have been focusing on that, convinced it was going to be a run on the 3rd one, and just a smart play call by the College of New Jersey.
Nothing fancy there, a little slant across the middle hard, and it was a well-thrown pass. But, again, what really burned the Knights wasn't so much the catch. It was all the yardage after the catch, and it's first down, 10-yard line.
And so the Knights now in a difficult situation, 1st and goal.
Just inside the 10. Going to be Chad Scott up the middle. He is hit and knocked down by a couple of defenders, including Joel Bergman bursting in.
Yeah, good to see the Knights recovering after that big loss. You want to make sure that you don't let that sting too much. You certainly want to take it and take it as motivation, but not don't get down about it. You got to step up, prevent them from getting in the end zone.
Chad Scott comes out, their top running back. And it's second down and goal from just inside the 10-yard line. Knights defense would love to either get a turnover here, at the very least, force the Lions into a field goal attempt. And it's going to be play action. A little screen out there to the right side. Good defense by the Knights to knock down the ball carrier as Neil Davis puts the hit on the receiver, who goes down for a loss. Chase Vigna coming over the tight end, make the catch, Art. But again, the Knights defensively ready for that play.
Yeah, good assignment-based football. That time the throw out to the tight end. Not going to let the pass play burn him twice. Great adjustment on that.
The ball's back at the 11 now. Now it's 3rd and goal. Depending on College of New Jersey's kicker situation and their preference, they could look at this as 2 plays to get down to the 6-yard line, make that. So it's 3rd and goal from the 6-yard line. Pass over to the left side, and the receiver went in for a slant, and maybe the quarterback thought he was going to do up and out. And now it's 4th down from the 6-yard line.
Yeah, Thomas Koenig, the intended receiver, I think, but like I said, thrown way behind him. That was either supposed to be a stop and go, maybe a jet route, but he turned in, the ball was thrown out, and all of a sudden 4th down, and that will bring on the kicking unit.
Brian Nagy comes in to kick. The holder, Liam Donahue. Well, the Knights do force the Lions into a kicking situation for the field goal attempt.
They have blocked before.
And this one is blocked. So the Knights don't allow any points.
Boy, what a recovery. You give up that huge pass play, and all of a sudden things look grim, but the stout Knights defense buckled down, get the stop, force the kick, block it. Not great starting field position for your offense, I guess, is the only downside of that. But, boy, you'll take it.
Yeah, the defense, first of all, you got a goal line stand from just inside the 10-yard line, several big defensive plays, and then you get the special teams block.
Well, we've talked about momentum, and that one pass play certainly shifted it to TCNJ, but then after not getting points and then that block, the Knights have got to be feeling good. Let's see if the offense can keep it rolling.
Michael Fry is the running back. It's the option to the left side for Jones. Nice pitch, and it's going to be a good gain. Upwards of 8 or 9 yards on that running play for Harris.
Yeah, and could have been a little bit more. It looked like perhaps Harris slowed down a little bit. He was looking, and it was a little bit of indecision, frankly, on Jones's part. I think he was surprised at how much room he had.
Yeah, he was just still maybe debating whether he was going to run that ball or not.
Yeah, just one hand barely on him from the line, but still good distance.
So it's 2nd down and short now here for the Knights. Ball is at the 17-yard line. Jones cuts it back in, and he gets close to the 20-yard line. Short gain, but for a first down, Jones didn't need too much. Got it looks like to the 19.
Yeah, just these little positive chunks every time. Like you said, Jim, no negative plays. You can get by with only getting a few every time as long as you prevent negatives, you prevent zeros.
But I'm sure Coach Dupay would like to have the 20-yard 20-play touchdown drives as opposed to one that goes 80 yards in one play simply because of the clock situation. Jones, nice play to the right side, and he'll pick up about 11 yards. Got it across to the 29 up to the 30.
It's a flag in the backfield, but, yeah, a little bit of a slip at the line of scrimmage, but then a great cut after that. We'll have to see what the flag is about.
See if this one's coming back or not.
We talked about avoiding the negatives, and it is going to be against the Knights.
Not quite like a turnover, but the next best thing if you're looking at negative plays from a negative situation.
Yeah, that will back them up. Couldn't see what that penalty was. Based on where it was thrown, it's typically a holding, but we can tell based on the yardage as well what the likely situation is.
Going to push the ball all the way back to the 11-yard line.
Yeah, so not just a negative, but a big negative. That's going to be a difficult situation for the Knights to overcome here.
2nd down and long coming up for the Knights, 11-yard line. Let's see if Jones keeps it on the ground or not. Option left, nice cut back, and a short gain, almost 5 though. Got it across the 15.
Yeah, that would have been a great play in just about any situation, but when it's second and real long, not going to be enough to help them out too much.
Now the ball's at the 16.
Yeah, 3rd and 12, though, is a difficult row to hoe, especially with the ground and pound offense where you're designed to only get a few yards of play. So we'll see what the Knights dial up this time.
Senior Brian Lorenzen split to the left. Let's see if they put the ball in the air here. Jones hands it off up the middle. Fry with a nice move, breaking free. And he'll get all the way to the 28, 29, and finally 3 or 4 defenders wrestle him to the turf.
Yeah, big pile there, and he just squirts right out of the middle to get some more yards after catch. Love the tenacity, keep the legs driving, and every once in a while something good happens.
What
like
a big
first
down pickup, Art. That was huge.
Well, and after it looked like it wasn't going to happen at all, I'm eating my words. The 5 yards on the previous one was exactly what they needed. It was just enough to set that up.
Yeah, good to see a senior like Fry with that second effort and third effort, maybe even a fourth effort to pick up the first down. Jones cuts it back inside, picked up 2 to the 31, then got shoved back.
Yeah, just a little bit every time. Jones, have not seen him do anything in the air yet. Earlier in the season, of course, there was we didn't see him pass because of injury. Now he's in good shape, so don't be surprised if you see the Knights slip a pass play in here in a little bit, just like the Lions did there on the first drive. You lull them to sleep with the run, and then you do something, especially play action in the option, and find somebody open.
Be a great way for Brian Lorenzen maybe to go out today with a touchdown catch.
It would indeed.
31-yard line. Jones straight back to throw. Over the middle. Got his receiver at the 49-yard line. Pass is pulled in right there by Solovey.
Yeah, right on the money that time. Great catch by Malachi, running back out of Rose Park. Going down for that. Not a great thrown ball, a little low, but great adjustment by him. Like I said, every once in a while you mix it up and you get it paid off.
So this drive started, Art, inside the 10-yard line. It's almost to midfield now.
Let's keep it going.
49-yard line. Aliahi was in motion. Jones cuts it up inside, and he picks up good yardage. He's almost to the 46 of New Jersey, almost about a 5-yard pickup.
Yeah, it looked like kind of a draw there, that kind of delayed quarterback run by design. And it's especially after the pass play, your quarterback drops back like that. The defense doesn't want to get burned again. Everybody takes that step back to go into coverage, and it gives you a little bit of room to pick up 5 yards. Hanson
checks in to replace Fry. A gain of 5, so it's second down 5 here for the Knights. Knights have already chewed up 3 to 4 minutes off the clock with this possession. And a pitch, nice pitch on the option, but it goes nowhere as the New Jersey Lions defense came swarming in to stop Solovey from even getting back to midfield.
Yeah, Malachi looked for a second there like he was looking to throw the ball. I don't know if that was out of desperation or out of design. We'll have to watch the rest of the day, see if that works out.
It might have been, as you mentioned, desperation. See 2 or 3 defenders coming at you, and you look downfield, see who's open, right?
Well, hey, it's like if I get rid of the ball, they can't hit me, right? So
that and it's an incomplete pass, and you don't have the negative yardage.
That's true. So good look by Solovey.
48-yard line. And Jones to throw again, rolling right this time. Fires on the run, got his receiver. 37-yard line.
Beautiful pass right on the money for the first down.
That's Lorenzen.
Yep, Brian Lorenzen. Like you said, Jim, love to see the seniors not just starting in their last game here, but really contributing. The Knights moving this ball down the field. This is one of the better drives we've seen from them all season long. Chewing up clock, getting the first downs, and have not had to go on 4th down yet.
And it's a good drive for mixing the run with the pass.
Absolutely.
And again, this drive started back around the 6-yard line of the Knights. Straight up the middle this time. Good gain on first down. It's going to be another 4 or 5-yard pickup.
Yeah, big push up the middle there. You love to see that. Fry again. This is just a senior showcase here. This is Fry and Lorenzen, and no doubt Spencer Law and Steve O'Grady contributing from the sidelines as well.
And they picked up 5 that time, so it's second down at 5. And again, they have eaten up off the clock on this drive by my count, about 5 minutes so far.
Yeah, and this is that heavy start that we talked about. The Knights wanting to get something going early.
Option left. Jones nowhere to go. And he chose not to pitch it over to Naliai and or make that Solovi, and ends up with about no gain. In some cases, you're just not going to be able to make that gain, Art, and the one thing you don't want to do is have a wild pitch. You want to just take the no gain as opposed to maybe disaster.
Yeah, Solovi was also a few yards behind him and was covered up as well, so you would potentially lose more yards even if he does make the catch on that. So smart decision there to just tuck it, take the hit, and get back to the line on the next one.
So now it's 3rd and 7. This could potentially be 4-down territory for the Knights if they decide not to punt, depending on what happens here on 3rd and 7.
Motion to the right.
Straight up the middle.
Ball's on the deck.
New Jersey says they've got it, but it looks like the Knights might have it. Let's see.
And it is 4th down, so the Knights did recover that.
Only picked up maybe 2. It should be about 4th and 6, 4th and 5. Not sure a punt makes a whole lot of sense here, but we'll see what the decision is from the coaches.
Yeah, it does look like they're going to bring in the kicking team.
Yep.
Too long. It's this weird field position. It's just a little too long for a field goal. It's you want kind of a shorter punt. 4th and 5 is pretty manageable. I wouldn't be surprised to see a fake here, but I don't think so.
Hansen, if they do kick, wants to obviously get it inside the 10 and have it roll out of bounds. And he'll take a shot at kicking it towards that area. And it works out to the Knights' perfection. They'll be down around the 2-yard line.
Yeah, kicker got hit on that one as well, and a flag in the air very late by the umpire.
Yeah, one of the Lions is down. I'm not sure exactly who hit him and how he went down, but that was a definite late flag.
Yeah, when it comes in that late and a player's sitting like that, it's probably going to be against the Lions for complaining too much to a referee. That's at least from my experience.
You would think.
Because I've never seen a referee had a case made to him where he says, okay, 10 seconds later, I'm going to throw a flag.
Either that or you're, making that decision in your head for 8 or 9 seconds.
Yeah, that's.
And it looks like it's going against the Knights. Let's see. Which would really spoil a fantastic punt that was blown dead around the 2.
Personal foul. I have no idea what that was. I mean, again, the guy's sitting on the ground making his case for 5 or 10 seconds, and then you throw the flag?
You would think instantaneously if you saw it, you throw it.
Yeah, there may very well have been a legitimate foul on that, but a very strange way of it coming about. Not to mention, again, the kicker got knocked to the ground on that as well, and no penalty there. Very strange turn of events.
At least we didn't see a flag back further upfield where the kicker was, where Henson was.
Well, even if there was, though, it would have been offsetting then.
Right.
But, yeah, not sure. But you're right. It does negate a very good punt, which was down inside the 5. But playing the field position game, this puts the Knights back about where they started. This rewinds us 10 minutes of the first half. And
the 15-yard penalty moves it out to the 17, so gives the Lions a little breathing space. And the Knights defense will now try to go to work.
On an island at the bottom or left of your screen there.
Scott right up the middle. Nothing fancy for the Lions. Picked up 2, almost 3. Looks like they'll mark him close to the 19, almost the 20-yard line. Chad Scott has really been the workhorse for the Lions this season. Came in with 116 rushing attempts, 489 yards, averaged just under 4 a carry.
Yeah, it's not a big guy either at 5'8", 185.
He had several touchdowns against William Patterson last week. But again, their offense has really struggled for the season up until that Patterson game last week. They scored less than 10 points in every game. Play action. Good pressure by the Knights, and Osler, the quarterback, throws it away.
Yeah, flushed out of the pocket. Seemed pretty quickly identified he had nowhere to go, so Osler content to just burn the play.
Trevor Osler is a 6'3", 200-pound junior quarterback for the College of New Jersey.
Heading to the sideline there to chat with a coach.
This is a big play right here for the Knights. If they can not allow a first down, they should get the ball in pretty decent field position and give the offense another chance at it.
Yeah, and last time we were in a 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9 situation was right about this point of the field where they got burned with that short pass play with long yards after catch.
See what play call New Jersey has right here.
It is a run.
Right up the middle. And a good gain. And the push. Scott is just shy of the 30-yard line, down around the 19-yard or 29-yard line.
And getting a little chippy early here. Like I was saying in the pregame, both teams here expecting to come away with a win. Both teams really, when you have few wins in a season and you really feel like you've got one coming, frustrations can run very high. And so one of these teams is going to be disappointed. So you've got to keep your emotions in check. It could very well sway the game on a single call for losing your head.
The Lions picked up that first down behind Chad Scott's running. Osler will give it to Scott again. He tries to bounce it outside and hit by 2 or 3 defenders and knocked to the turf after a pickup of about 3 yards on the play.
Yeah, both teams a heavy dose of running, but interestingly enough, both teams have had, I think, more success in the little bit of passing that they have done. So it'll be interesting to see if that shifts at all as the game goes on.
About a 4-yard pickup there to the 33, so it's 2nd and 6 for the Lions. Well, they've had some good battles over the years. We mentioned 2 years ago the Knights picked up their first conference win against the College of New Jersey. Last year, New Jersey won, but it was only by an 11-point margin, 23-12. And a pretty close game, obviously, so far here in a scoreless tie. A little shovel pass and dropped by the intended receiver for the College of New Jersey as John McDonald, sophomore fullback, coming out of the backfield, just not able to handle that pass.
Well, fullbacks not known for their hands, generally speaking, anyway. And frankly, it may have been better for them anyway. Had he caught that, he was still behind the line of scrimmage, and there were Knights swarming around him. So he may have actually caught it for a loss. So perhaps a break that time for the College of New Jersey.
And in 8 games, he's only caught 5 passes. So here's another big 3rd down defensive stand needed by the Knights defense. 3rd down, 6 to go.
Yeah, the Knights have not been particularly good on 3rd down so far. Today they've given up the last, or 2 of the last 3, I should say, to first downs, even on 3rd and long.
Let's see if this is going to be some sort of delay of game or maybe illegal procedure.
Yeah, delay of game is what the ump is signaling. And it is delay of game.
And that's got to really frustrate the New Jersey coaches.
Well, they haven't been particularly in a hurry. I mean, you saw after the incomplete pass a few yards or a few plays ago, Osler just kind of meandering to the sideline to talk it over with the coach before he goes back in.
And that's been their demeanor throughout this first quarter.
Right. Which is perfectly fine with the Knights, who typically get stronger as the game goes on, especially with the stifling defense they've got. And so now 3rd and 11, the Knights have got to get a stop here.
Osler looks over to the left.
Pressure.
Rolls back to the right. He's just going to have to throw it away.
And he does.
Good defensive stand there by the Knights to force a New Jersey punt.
You know, I don't think – I'm trying to think of a time in this year, Jim, where we've seen a quarterback so content to just throw the ball away. And that might be a good thing. It might not. We've certainly seen some quarterbacks try to force it and throw interceptions.
That and we just it doesn't look like to me, at least early on here in the first quarter, that Osler wants to scramble and actually run for yardage.
Exactly. That was going to be my next point is we've seen a lot of running quarterbacks, and perhaps he's just not that threat.
So New Jersey will punt it away. Knights looking for the big return.
Good kick.
Ooh, good downfield coverage, too, by the College of New Jersey as Ibn Bailey takes down the return man, Morgan Smith.
Yeah, a very short gain on that one. But I'll tell you, as much as that was not a great return, I like to see the Knights not getting the block in the back on that one. That's something that's burned them several times this year, where you make a big play, but it ends up coming back, plus losing some more because of a silly penalty. So you can see the blocker down there wanting to get in the way and help out, but just unable to do it, but not willing to take the penalty as well.
Yeah, we mentioned Osler and his running ability or lack thereof. Maybe he's 8 games, rushed 35 times, 45 yards net, minus 75, which obviously tells you about sacks. And his desire, if he ever runs, he's basically running for his life, most likely.
Yeah, well, and that's something I'm sure that the Knights coaching staff has identified as well. That means if he's scrambling out there, you don't have to worry about coming up. You could even see it on that last play. They were chasing him out of bounds, but the man out there in the flat sat back, stayed in coverage, knowing he's not going to step up to the line. We might not get the sack, but we're not going to give up the long pass either.
Hansen in there to replace Fry. 2-yard pickup for the Knights on first down. Quick moving first quarter. And we'll see what the Knights do here on second down. Little pitch. Going to be an apparent option. Nailahi was forced to hold on to the ball, and he goes down around the 21-yard line. It looked to me like he wanted to throw.
Yeah, that's the second time the Knights have kind of considered throwing the ball out of that halfback pass, not doing it that time.
So now it's third down long coming up for the Knights.
We will say, again, giving you an update from Wesley Salisbury. Looks like 27-13, Wesley on top right at the half.
And again, Wesley started off the season with a couple of losses, but they have really put their game together. And if they win that game, of course, Frostburg could win the last 2 games of their season. Straight up the middle for the Knights. But if Wesley wins that game today, they get William Patterson next week. They would actually force Frostburg to win their last 2 games, and it's against Montclair and Salisbury. So that would really put Wesley in the driver's seat, but still a long time to go here in the second half at Salisbury.
Yeah, absolutely. Salisbury has shown the ability to score in bunches, but you're absolutely right. Wesley wins this one, and it would be tough to argue that they don't have an easier road through the last couple games of the season.
Then maybe the question becomes for Salisbury, if they could put it together against Frostburg in their final game at 8-2, will they get an at-large bid maybe potentially?
Well, very possible. The New Jersey Athletic Conference has shown just so much top to bottom prowess. It's tough because on the one hand you're fighting such difficult competition week in, week out, but on the other you beat each other up so much that you might not look as good record-wise as some other programs. That does bring us to the end of the first quarter, by the way, scoreless, as the Knights are now at 4th and 6 in their own territory, likely to kick this one away, but
yeah, unlike that first series where they really held on to the ball for 5 or 6 minutes before they gave it up, that series, obviously, not too much time taken off the clock, Art, and then they'll have to start the second period putting the football away in the scoreless game.
Well, so it's interesting. We've had deja vu all over again, so the Knights will start the second quarter kicking to New Jersey just as they did to start the first quarter. And then, of course, the reversal of fortune coming up as we head or as we will start the second half where they'll receive the ball. But I think the Knights are happy to keep it low scoring, keep it close. They have all season long, they've done very well as the game has worn on.
They would really like to win the turnover battle today. You get a feeling in a game this close where maybe 1 or 2 turnovers could really decide this game. You want to be the one who gets those turnovers.
Absolutely. We've mentioned before, that's the one thing written at the top of Coach DuPay's whiteboard in his office. It's win the turnover battle. It's so critical.
Hansen to kick.
Short kick.
New Jersey playing for the return here.
Good bounce, though.
Excellent bounce. Dead around the 34 of New Jersey. So Hansen's had 2 good punts so far.
Yeah, doing well so far for special teams. Punting has been an area that the Knights have struggled at times throughout this season. So good to see that. And now if the Knights can get some good defense, get a good stop, a 3-and-out obviously ideally, or a turnover, it's all about winning that, not just the turnover battle, but also the field position battle where you just back and forth, inch it towards the other team's end zone.
Yeah, the Knights have tried a couple of different punters, but Hansen has really kind of settled into the job here the last 3-4 weeks. See if the Lions go right back to the ground game here.
It's really stacked up on the left side there.
Chance Scott gets it, and the Knights get him.
Yeah, that's the benefit. When you're stacked up on the left and they're going to run it to their right or your left, it works very fortuitously.
Good crowd today, as you can see, and probably couldn't ask for better football weather, although it was extremely cold this morning.
It really was, but it's warmed up nicely. It's a little chilly if you're sitting in the stands, but it's just right if you're on the field sweating.
Loss of 1 that time, so a second down and long for the New Jersey Lions. Kenny Glover in there at tailback now.
That strong left again.
And Osler will give it off to Glover. And the Knights knock him down for a short gain as Mitch Orm, who had a big game defensively last week, rising to the occasion right there to limit that gain to maybe only 3 yards. Now it's 3rd down.
Yeah, Orm's really, I think one of his strengths is that disciplined football. It's knowing what his assignment is, and it's saying, look, I'm not going to just chase the ball. I'm going to stay at home. I'm going to cover my assignment. I'm going to trust my team to do what they're supposed to do, because you never know. There's a reverse of field. There's all kinds of things that can happen where if you've sold out and tried to adjust, you can really hurt your team.
It is 3rd down, 8 to go, 37-yard line. Popek is the running back alongside Osler. Osler fires, intercepted, no, dropped at the last second by Neil Davis. Boy, he had that one right in his hands, and I'm not sure there was anybody down that sideline that was going to stop him.
Yeah, and I think that might have been the issue. Is you could see just before he caught that ball, he turned his head to look upfield to see who was in the way, and just got so excited. But you got to catch the ball first. So it was good job reading the route, because he gambled on that one as well. There was nobody behind him. So 4th and 8, and looks like they're going for it. Oh, excuse me. I couldn't see the punter back there.
Knights might be going for the block. Nope. Looks like they almost got it, though. Fair catch by Morgan Smith, who drops the ball, picks it up.
So
There's a flag, yep.
I think he called a fair catch and then tried to return after it.
Well, he's saying he dropped it, but he was only picking up the fumble.
Right.
And not really advancing the ball, and thus shouldn't really get a penalty. But the referees are apparently going to stick it to the Knights here with the fair catch called and then the advancement by Smith. Although it looked to me like, again, he was just trying to gain up the fumble.
Yeah, absolutely.
Gather up the fumble, and maybe I'm not sure if he'd have grabbed the fumble and immediately hit the ground, if he might have a better case.
Yeah.
But the referees threw the flag, and it doesn't appear they're going to pick it up.
Boy, we've seen some strange penalties, some strange things from the referees the last few weeks. For those of you who watched the game last week, Southern Virginia at Keene.
I don't know if you can really explain that one.
Yeah, so I'll try. We have a quick second. So play at the end of the half. There are 3 seconds left. Keene throws it down the sideline. Offensive pass interference. The clock has expired. So the Knights accept it because the touchdown was caught. But in D3, you get a free time down even on an offensive penalty. All kinds of crazy stuff.
Knights will go to the ground game, and not much there on the far side, left side.
So, yeah, the final result of that is there was an untimed down for the offense after a summit at midfield between coaches and referees and all that. Luckily, it ended up not being of consequence, but they changed the call a couple of times. Very, very confusing stuff. So you get an education on refereeing and the rules of football by watching the broadcast.
Coach DePay has mentioned to us time and time again that once you get calls that maybe either you don't agree with or you can't figure out, you just move on.
Yep, deal with it. You're not going to change it. Good run.
Yep, good gain across the middle. 27-yard line that time by the Knights. Ty Jones, the quarterback, doing the job there.
Yeah, smart read. Faked that dive and then looked it off, saw that there was a gap in the middle, and just decided to take it and go with it. And that's where the triple option really can start to be successful, is when a situation like that happens, you've got to react very quickly and see the hole and take it or jet to the side. And in that case, that's exactly what Jones did.
Jones spinning, looking for some running room, ran into 3 defenders that time at the 29-yard line.
Yeah, that time perhaps should have pitched it, had a little bit of room on the outside, but again, it's got to be such a quick decision, and this is one of those offenses that's so easy to very quickly second guess or armchair quarterback. Well, he should have pitched there. Yeah, well, in the half a second that he had to make that decision, every once in a while you're going to get good versus better or best.
You get a lot of hindsight with offenses and defenses anyway, but I would imagine, again, when you get so many options for the triple option, obviously, you get a lot of hindsight.
Absolutely you do. Oh, look like got him by the helmet.
Don't see any flags down.
Looked like either a helmet or a horse collar, but perhaps not. short gain on that one. The Knights did get the first down on the previous play, though.
And the ball is at the 30 right now. Knights trying to pick up a few more first downs, run this clock down a little bit, and ideally score before halftime to take the lead.
Yeah, or at least move down so when you punt again, you're winning that field position battle to where you're backing New Jersey up as you alternate possessions that the ball generally moves in that direction.
Jones under center, pitches to Bradley, stutter steps for a couple of yards, and he picks up 4 yards as Justin Bradley, Jr. from Ashburn, Virginia. He went to Briarwoods High School, and he's starting to see some action.
Yeah, that was a great job by him. You saw the defender flying over to try to break up the route, and it did slow him down, but he had a good job, just like you said, that slight delay, that stutter step to avoid getting contact, which opened him up to pick up a few more yards.
I believe that was his first carry of the season, and so now it's third down, about 6 to go here for the Knights.
Michael Carroll just into the game for the Knights. He's got really good hands as a tight end. May look to pass.
Option, pitch, and the Lions shut that play down. Now Elahi gets to the line of scrimmage, and that is about all. Now it's a fourth down punting situation for the Knights. You can see the words flying.
Yeah, a lot of communication there. That time, Shane Kelly, the junior defensive lineman for the Lions, getting involved in it.
Got the feeling, even though this is just their third season of the conference, Art, that the Knights are starting to pick up some rivalries.
They are indeed, just a little bit, and that's interesting. Shane Kelly is a mechanical engineering major, not a communications major, though he is certainly getting some communicating done.
That's a minor.
Yeah.
Knights have had some good punts here in the first half.
It's a good kick.
Looking for another one. Fair catch called for and made, 37-yard line. A little bobble there by the Lions, but they're going to have decent field position in the scoreless game.
Yeah, catch made-ish. That was caught, and as you said, kind of recollected as he caught it at his chin. But didn't drop it, did enough to get the job done. And we were saying in pregame as well, this is a game of two strong defenses and two potentially struggling offenses. So this it has definitely been a defense game so far.
Chance Scott running back alongside Trevor Osler, the quarterback for College of New Jersey.
4 receivers just to space
Big
out of the
hole
box.
For Scott, and he goes all the way into Knights territory, picks up 15, almost 16 yards. He's close to the Knights' 48-yard line, and there was just no one out there to stop him.
Yeah, so that's the thing I was trying to point out. You got 4 receivers split to the outside, then all of a sudden the defense in the box gets a lot smaller. You get a lot more thinned out as you're trying to get in pass coverage. Sometimes you do that because you want more coverage on the outside. You've got an opportunity to complete a pass. Sometimes you just want the middle opened up for a run. That time, College of New Jersey does the latter.
So Scott picked up 15. He got it to the 48 of the Knights. Scott will take it again and go nowhere. Cloward was there, a couple others. That's the thing about, again, New Jersey. I'm not sure Osler is going to fake a whole lot of people. And not too many defenses are going to expect Osler to pull it away from the running back and carry it himself.
Yeah, very true. And that can help you a lot of the time, but it only takes that one time where, again, you don't see it coming. He hands it off, he hands it off, he hands it off. That one time he decides to keep it, and that's where you have to, again, be disciplined in your role. Someone's job is the quarterback on that. As long as they're following it, everything works out.
1 yard pickup. And Osler wants to throw. Quick slant across the middle.
Ooh.
Receiver makes the catch. Got it to the 43. Short gain, maybe 5 yards.
Yeah, it was a good catch. Way to hang on to it after getting laid to the dirt by a couple of Knights there. It will be 3rd and 4.
Vincent Guckin making the catch. Short gain, though, so it's 3rd down, 4 to go. Huge defensive play coming up here for the Knights if they want to get the ball back and maybe take a shot at the end zone before halftime.
Yeah,
and most importantly, take the ball away from the College of New Jersey.
Yeah, this field position is really moving the way of the Lions. They're going to have to start turning it back quickly.
And Osler wants to throw again. And he's got his receiver, and this may go. It is Matt Nelly again, and Matt Nelly goes all the way down to close to the 16-yard line. There were 2 receivers within a couple of yards, and he looked like he threw to the receiver a couple of yards further back. That was Matt Nelly. Matt Nelly, of course, earlier in the first quarter got free for a catch and a run after the catch, and he picks up an important first down there.
Yeah, it was a great move. I don't know if it was intended for him or the receiver paired with him, but either way, he made the catch and then used his teammate there as a blocker to pick up some extra yards. It was a great move by Matt Nelly.
And now the Knights need another defensive stand like they saw in the first quarter. Scott will get the carry, left side. He breaks it outside. Escapes one tackler and then goes out of bounds after Andrew Bear, defensive back from Bolsac, Colorado, making the play.
Yeah, strung him out there to the outside, and another helmet coming off.
Chad Scott will have to come out of the game. Their top running back. So Kenny Glover is in there, number 25 to replace him.
Good coverage, as you mentioned that time, by Drew Bear. The Knights are going to need it as they're now getting into the red zone.
Possible four-down territory for New Jersey. Had a field goal already blocked. Screen pass left side. It's wide open. Goes to Glover. He's in there. Closest defender was Morgan Smith, and he was a good 5 yards away.
Yeah, it was, everybody shifts to the right, and then it's just that one crossing route that goes to the backside. Makes it so difficult to cover. Everyone starts drifting that side. You have one guy come back and ends up being wide open.
New Jersey has run a couple of well-designed plays here in this first half, Art, where they've overloaded the right to really spring something open on the left.
Yeah, absolutely, and the Knights, in that case, falling for it. They've covered several of them very well, but not that time.
And Nagy's extra point is good, so College of New Jersey drawing first blood, taking a 7-0 lead, and now the offense for the Knights will have to get on the field and try to work their way downfield, maybe hopefully tie the score before halftime, but if nothing else, get a field goal up on the board.
Yeah, you'd love to see him get some points. You'd love to see the offense really start clicking. The first drive we saw really the best we've seen from them today, so got to get back to what was working there, because even if you're not getting points on the board, you've got to start getting something working. You've got to start really seeing things come together, because you are going to get the ball to start the second half. So you don't necessarily need points here, but you've got to start trending in the right direction.
Fall sports starting to blend into winter sports. This is the next to last game of the football season. Of course, the Knights are done for soccer and volleyball today. We've got 4 Capital Championship games in field hockey, men's soccer, women's soccer, and volleyball. And of course, the men's basketball team has had a couple of exhibitions, and they'll start play, I believe, on the 15th against VMI. And wrestling is ready to go, too.
Yeah, some road trips for the men's basketball team, playing at D1 Idaho State and then Utah State last night. And as far as score updates, again, Wesley really starting to take a commanding lead over Salisbury, 34-13, just a few minutes into the third quarter. They're starting to run away with it, Jim.
Not surprising. I was going to predict that Wesley was going to win that game, but there's no way I would have predicted a 21-point spread.
Yeah, well, and we'll see. Still a lot of time to go.
Here comes the kickoff return by the Knights.
Good
return. Caden Knight all the way to the 40-yard line. Boy,
Yeah.
He has really had some fantastic kickoff returns this season. Caden Knight.
Yeah, secured that one and got up the field quickly, as they say, running north and south. You got to credit the kick team there as well, though. They opened up some big holes for him, not taking anything away from Caden. He got up the field quickly, but he didn't have to make a lot in the way of cuts. He had a lot of help.
Caden is from Midlothian, Virginia, and he has set up the Knights in fantastic field position here. Their own 40-yard line with plenty of time on the clock before halftime.
Yeah, good place to start. Let's see what the Knights can do with it on offense.
Hanson's the tailback. And it's going to be the option to the left. Ty Jones cuts it up for about a 4-yard pickup.
Yeah, a little bit of room. And that's, I was just saying, running north and south, something that Caden did really well. That's something our offense is not always good at. When you run the option, you have to have a little bit of time where you're stretching to the sidelines and finding room, but you've got to at some point decide to turn it upfield. That time, a great decision by Jones to do it at just the right time.
So the Knights looking at 2nd down and 6 here. Jones will pitch it. And it's going to be a very short gain for Solovey. He picks up maybe a couple to the 45, 46-yard line, we'll call it. 3rd down, 4 to go.
Yeah, had a little bit of room there. And again, as long as you're getting a few every time, you'll be in good shape. But 3rd and 4 still manageable, but longer than you'd like to see, though a good effort by Solovi.
Almost a passing situation, but certainly the Knights could run for 4 here. Carroll over to the left. And Vincent is the receiver to the right. Pitch goes to Harris. Good block outside. Harris to the 45. Harris inside the 35.
Yeah, got some room on that one. Really good job selling that fake up the middle. The Knights convincing enough that the Lions collapsed in on it to try to get the stop. And then little John Harris goes to the outside, gets a huge gain.
21 yards by my count, and it's going to be a first down for the Knights. 33-yard line of the College of New Jersey with plenty of time on the clock for the Knights before halftime.
Yeah, and this is what I'm talking about. The offense clicking. It's starting to put things together. It's stopping the negative plays. It's getting just these little chunks slowly moving in a good direction, and every once in a while you break a big one.
33 of the Lions. Option right.
Good cut block.
30. Not lying to the 20. And he's all the way down to the 17-yard line. He picked up at least 15, almost 16 on that carry.
There's a flag in at the end of that one as well. Not sure what it's for.
A little closer to where we're down. You'd think face mask, but.
Yeah, it was something on the end of the play. I don't know what it would be on Southern Virginia unless there was a block in the back.
And you'd hate to see something like that after a great game. Knights have had some costly penalties here in the first half, and it's apparently a hold against the Knights.
I believe we had one delay of game against College of New Jersey, and everything else penalty-wise has been against Southern Virginia today.
And they have been penalties that have really hurt. That one wipes out a fantastic positive yardage gain by the Knights.
Yep, that's at critical times.
Yeah, we'll see if the Knights can bounce back from that penalty with the ball back at the 34 now. Bradley gets the pitch, his second carry of the season, and he goes down 33. I think we're going to have a horse collar here. Let's see, another flag down. Looked like they were dragging him down from the back by his jersey. And we'll see if the Lions pick that one up or not.
Yeah, that one, good pursuit that time from behind by Shane Kelly, the not communications major.
They pick up the flag.
Yeah, that was it was a good pursuit from behind, got him by the jersey and slowed him down.
So now 2nd and long for the Knights. Option play. Good block. Too many defenders, though. Nailahi goes down at the 34, no gain. Good defensive play by Jordan Rogers, senior defensive back, coming up to make the play. Now it's 3rd down and long.
Yeah, the receivers on the outside, just barely on the outside of the line, have got to help out these running backs. They're blocking to engage a man, which prevents the tackle, but they're not pushing them back. They're not committing them one way or the other. So they move to the inside, the defender slides back, and then they just kind of give up. They've got to push back. They've got to drive their man and create some space for these running backs.
Carroll's over to the right. Lorenzen split left. Back to pass. Here comes the blitz. Jones just got it away. Trying to hit Solovi over the middle. There was some contact. No flag. Incomplete pass. Now 4th down.
Yeah, the Knights really working, but, man, penalties have just killed them. Or penalties and what appeared to be penalties that then was a lack of penalty. So fortune not favoring the Knights so far.
So here you are, 4th down. Tough to pick up this many yards on 4th down, but again, not sure it makes a whole lot of sense to punt. We talked about that earlier. We'll see what the coaching is decide here.
I think they're going to call a timeout and talk it over. This is one of those difficult situations, again, with where you're at. You have to say, well, if we get the first down, then we've got some time. We're in a good position to move in, and also it's that momentum, it's that energy that we can build off of. If I don't get the first down, then it's 3 minutes of time plus some timeouts for College of New Jersey if they decided to drive back the other direction. It's certainly enough time for them to score. They've every once in a while gotten to shown they can get yards in bunches, but not particularly frequently so far. So
Best you could hope for if you punt, obviously pin them inside the 10 or 5-yard line. Going to have to probably use your timeouts, and that would be the case. You might have a couple of minutes to work with offensively, no timeouts. So it's really a tough. There's no easy decision here to make, and no easy call.
yeah, and we talked earlier about the triple option really giving you some opportunities for second guessing yourself. This is going to be one of those as well. If they decide to take it and they get it, then you're a genius, and if not, you're a fool. So I think this one hopefully is close enough that no matter what they do, people can understand how close it is, and they will. Looks like they will kick it away.
Hansen will try to pin the Lions inside at least their 10, maybe their 5-yard line.
Avoid the penalty. Remember, we saw that. We saw a penalty previously. Pull back a very good kick.
In the first quarter, he pinned New Jersey inside their 2. This one hits.
Just
and
a
goes
little
in.
too much.
Had the right idea, aiming towards the sideline, but unfortunately, instead of bouncing sideways, it bounced straight into the end zone.
Yep, it's a good kick, good downfield coverage, and ultimately it still gives a fairly long field and not a lot of time to New Jersey, but you certainly don't want to go down 2 scores before the half. They will have the opportunity to equalize as the Knights get the ball to start the second if they can stop them here.
And you would assume right now that New Jersey would play very conservatively, keep it on the ground, and that's the one you really got to be catching yourself to be on guard against the pass here.
Yeah, the Knights have every once in a while given up the big play before the half, which is an emotional dagger. Certainly something they want to avoid here.
And we'll see if New Jersey keeps it on the ground. Chad Scott, their tailback, is in there.
Very tight ISO coverage at the left of your screen.
They give it to the Martinelli, and he just sprints towards the sidelines to get out of bounds, picking up maybe 7 on that play.
And that's what I was talking about earlier. Those are the receivers in that case driving their men out, giving a little bit of room. Not a huge result for the College of New Jersey that time, but should he have decided to cut back in, which is obviously not what the play was designed to do, he's got some room.
And New Jersey is looking to pick up maybe a little bit of yardage here and try not to run the clock down too much, although they don't have a whole lot of time to work with. Picked up 7 that time.
Yeah, taking lots of time.
Ostler gives to Scott. He's got the first down. He's up to the 34. You mentioned the blocking, and that was something Coach DuPay talked about us earlier, trying to work with his receivers, not just to make the contact, but as you mentioned, to really push the defensive backs out of the way.
Yeah, it's first making sure you know where you're supposed to be, what you're supposed to be doing. Then it's engaging and preventing the open field tackle. But then it's that third tier that you want to get to where you're actually blocking your man back, pushing him out of the way that the Knights are still working on.
Clock a factor here, nearing the 2-minute mark, 34-yard line. Ostler wants to throw, fires on the run, knocked away. Boy, the Knights really would love to get an interception here.
Oh, especially
some sort of block up in the air, maybe a defensive lineman grabbing it.
Yeah, especially right there. It looked like it was blocked at the line of scrimmage. Something like that happens, and you got nothing but green pasture in front of you.
And right now, the Knights aren't choosy. Who scores first, their offense or their defense?
That's true. Points are points.
Yep.
Wise man once told me there's no asterisk next to it. So.
And the good news, if the Knights can stop him here, is that incomplete pass stop the clock.
Yeah, that will either favor them if they get the ball back or hurt them if New Jersey needs the time on the drive. And that's a timeout, looks like, taken by the College of New Jersey.
They might have been getting close to another delay of game, which is, I believe, their only penalty so far in this first half.
I think you're right, Jim, but boy, that's a tough pill to swallow. You have an incomplete pass, which stops the clock. You got plenty of time. You get back to the line there and then have to, well, they may have been doing it because they're getting close to the delay of game. They may have just not liked the look at the line of scrimmage. You got 3 left, but you would think, considering how both teams have been moving the offense relatively slowly, you want to hang on to those to preserve this drive if need be.
Well, let's remind folks about the new Southern Virginia University official gear website at gear.svu.edu. All orders are shipped within 24 hours guaranteed. The products include casual wear, hunting, also office supplies, infant clothing, tailgating equipment. Newest and best source for all university gear. It's gear.svu.edu.
Couple minutes left here in this first half. These next couple of plays are going to be critical. Somebody, I mean, either try to get a stop here and just go down 7 at the half, but if the Knights can get a stop or the College of New Jersey can break a big play in a low-scoring contest, points at a premium, this could be very important.
See if New Jersey puts the ball in the air. They want to. They're going to go right side. Single coverage out there, and it's caught. It is caught around the 31-yard line by Thomas Koenig as they got single coverage on the right sideline, and now suddenly New Jersey is thinking points.
Yeah, the Knights have been pretty disrespectful to that long pass. I've been mentioning it time and time again. That really rolled up tight coverage on the corners with nobody there to help out. Dangerous.
Safety was not able to get over 34-yard line.
Looking to pass again.
Hostler fires, undercut, underneath route to Matt Nelly, makes the catch. He has made several big catches here in this first half. I believe that's at least his third catch, and he picked up 12 on that play.
Yeah, and all of a sudden, there appears to be plenty of time on the clock for TCNJ. The Knights reeling just a little bit, trying to get back on defense.
Now the Knights really need to make a big defensive stand. They don't want to go down 2 scores into halftime. Ostler getting a lot of time to throw. He'll take the sack now. Knights coming up and enveloping him for a loss back around the about the 27-yard line or 28-yard line.
Yeah, the Knights, you could tell they actually split 2 safeties back deep this time, so you've got coverage underneath and over the top. That gave Ostler a difficult situation, had nowhere to go, and the pocket collapses. Great job by the defensive line and front 7 to get coverage.
Well, you never say never, but it just doesn't appear Ostler is a type that's going to try to scramble out of the pocket and pick up 5 or 10 yards.
Yeah, if he's compelled to, he may be able to, but not clearly not his preference as it has been from a lot of the quarterbacks around the league.
He lost 5 that time. I know the Knights would like to score before halftime, but it would be a shot in the arm, especially since they get the ball to be in play in the second half. If they can just keep New Jersey off the scoreboard here on this particular drive and go into halftime only down 7-0.
Yeah, we're already approaching field goal range, so that's something that they need to consider as well. Even a field goal puts them up 2 scores. They'd love to get a stop outright, as they did on the first possession for the College in New Jersey, blocking the field goal attempt.
2nd and 15. We'll see here if the Lions maybe go with some sort of trick running play, try to give the ball to one of the ball carriers or take a shot downfield. With 2 receivers split left. And Matthew Popek is the running back alongside Ostler, the quarterback.
2 safeties back again. They will pass.
He's going to throw up and over for Matt Nelly. It's intercepted by Neil Davis.
Room to go.
See what kind of return we can get. And Davis got it back to the 19. But the interception was the key. He almost had an interception earlier in the first half. He picks off that one as the ball looked like it was slightly underthrown.
Whoa. A little extracurricular.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see more of that in the second half, Art.
Absolutely, especially as it stays close. Both teams, again, think they're going to come away with a win.
Looked like Ostler's pass was just a tad underthrown. If he throws it over where only Matt Nelly can get it, maybe they get 6, but Neil Davis played that just right.
Well, and the running game has really hurt the Knights from time to time in little bits, but boy, when they stick 2 safeties back there, I know this is a predominantly running team, but the Knights have done so much better with twin safeties. There's nowhere for Ostler to go with it.
Now we'll see if the Knights just play it safe here, run the clock out. Looks like that's going to be the case. Yep. Jones will take the knee.
I had said that the Knights were being a little disrespectful to the Lions by rolling up in that tight coverage and leaving a single safety back there, and the Lions were able to exploit it. Frankly, I think that was a little disrespectful for the Lions of the Knights to say, look, you've got double coverage out there. I understand that. I'm going to try to slip it in there anyway, and then the Knights able to exploit. And there's that big stop you mentioned.
Kind of surprising, too, that maybe they didn't do what they had done to some success earlier in this first half and go with those underneath routes.
Yeah, definitely a lot of options there, but Here we are with that second guessing thing again. So, no matter the cause, the result now, College of New Jersey up 7-0 on Southern Virginia, could very easily have been 21, but the Knights defense really stepping up on the first drive of the half and the last drive of the half, preventing points from College of New Jersey after they got in the red zone.
Yeah, an interception on that last drive, Art. In the first drive, a blocked field goal attempt. So the Knights only down by 7. I know they'd like to get their offense going, but they get the ball to begin playing the second half, and really not in bad shape. But one thing for sure, if they can't score in the third quarter in the opening drive of that second half, if they get behind by 2 scores against the College of New Jersey, could be a tough second half for the Knights. So that maybe that first drive of that second half for the Knights is going to be so important.
Yeah, get rolling. Start putting it together on offense. The defense and special teams have shown the ability to score for the Knights as well. It may take something like that for them to climb into it, but ultimately you've got to start getting points from somewhere. As I said, this will be a low-scoring game. Points will come at a premium. You'll take them anywhere you can get them.
And the Lions on top here at halftime, 7-0. We'll take a little break here from the fields at Southern Virginia University. Welcome back to the fields at Southern Virginia University. Jim Bresnahan along with Art Furler, just seconds away from getting the second half underway here as the Knights trail at halftime. The College of New Jersey leading 7-0, although the stats are in a number of categories really dominant for the Knights.
Yeah, perplexing, I think, is the good way to put it. Certainly pass yards favoring College of New Jersey, which is so interesting since we talked to Coach DuPay yesterday, and he said he was expecting such a running attack. But just 47 net rushing yards for College of New Jersey and 146 in the air. The Knights, on the other hand, 80 on the ground, 32 in the air. But you'd pointed out, Jim, the possession. Time of possession.
Yeah, 18 minutes plus 18 minutes for the Knights and just under 12 minutes for the College of New Jersey. Whereas you mentioned we were expecting a lot of runs from the Lions, and they have ran the ball 14 times. So they've also thrown the ball 14 times, whereas the Knights have rushed for 26 attempts and only thrown the ball 3 times.
Yeah, very balanced attack from the Lions. Also interesting, when we talk about trying to win that field position battle, really difficult when the punt difference is so big. I was watching the kicking squad for the Lions at halftime, doing so well. 47-yard average punt for College of New Jersey, 32 for the Knights. That really hurts when you're not getting into the end zone. Knights
are probably not going to return this opening kickoff. No, they are going to return it deep in the end zone. And Cade Knight does well to get across the 20 up to around the 22. Wow, he was a good 6-7 yards deep.
Yeah, that was...
I was just waiting for the knee to be taken.
Yeah, and every once in a while, I guess you assume that that's what the other team's thinking as well, and try to surprise them. Caden able to do that there, but certainly not the play call that or the call you would have expected.
And Art, the other big category of that first half stats, the penalty yardage against the Knights, and not so much the yardage, but just the number of penalties. 4 penalties called against the Knights, and they just seemingly all came in crucial situations.
Yeah, situational penalties, as you mentioned. Really big short yardage carry on that one. And I'm still wondering about that one where the flag came 5 or 10 seconds after the play was over. After
personal foul was called against the Knights, but it just seemed like the referee was standing above the Lion who got apparently hit and said after 4 or 5 seconds, whatever the exact time was, then decided to throw the penalty flag.
Yeah, okay, you've convinced me. You got it. All right.
Maybe he majors in debating.
that player. Maybe so.
Short gain for Michael Fry. Option left, good pitch. Harris has running room. And John's all the way to the 40.
Yeah, great delay on that. You could tell Jones waited and waited and waited, and finally when the College of New Jersey committed, gave to the outside, and Harris, when he gets it, knows what to do with it, gets downfield, and then just before he hits the defender, you could see bringing that ball in, protecting with 2 hands, going to the ground with it, not giving up a fumble. The Knights start off this drive very well.
So the Knights yet to score in this football game, trying to get off to a good start here in the third quarter. They've moved the ball to the 40, just across the 40. Straight handoff. Nope, to the left side. It's Harris again, and John with another good run all the way across the 50 this time. Another first down. He's to the 48, almost the 47 of New Jersey.
Yeah, it was a good block and a good run by Harris, so it opened up, but I complimented him on the last play. That one reaching ahead a little bit to gain an extra yard or so. A good thing, but he was kind of hanging the ball out there like a loaf of bread. A little worried he was going to drop that one, and that would have been catastrophic.
At halftime, he had run the ball 3 times for 32 yards. His first 2 carries in the second half, big gainers. He's averaging well over 10 yards a carry.
Maybe we should give him the ball.
Jones wants to throw.
Got a man open.
Underthrew the receiver who was open on the right side, 32-yard line. He was trying to hit his man, but he underthrew him, trying to hit Caden Knight that time.
Yeah, Caden was open, had a man in front of him. I think maybe even waited a little bit long, perhaps Jones on that throw. Maybe should have stopped with the 5 or 7 step drop in the quick release. Would have caught him in step, and also before the defender had time to adjust to it. I think the defender looked up, saw his eyes, and floated over there, but just not to be.
That puts the Knights in a bit of a hole here, looking at 2nd and 10. Pitch, good blocking, down to the 43. Good gain by Caden Knight, picked up to about 4 yards, down to the 44-yard line.
Yeah, that was Solovi on the block on the outside there. Not a bad block at all, but you certainly want to see, again, engage and drive. Don't just give a token hit, but make sure you create room. Slovey did a good job getting a little bit of a push off that time.
Yeah, Coach DuPay using some different guys running the football here and today. Caden Knight, who's been so good on special teams, and Bradley earlier in the first half.
Yep, good to see lots of guys with the opportunity to get in the rotation.
3rd and 6. Jones cuts it inside, and he's down inside the 40, down to the 39, almost the 38. Very close, and if he didn't make it, a very makeable 4th and short.
It is. It was a smart call on that one. You can see the side judge symboling 4th down, and then the hit ref as well. It will be 4th and 1. The Knights have done well so far. On this drive, they've not allowed any negative plays. And so anything positive, obviously, will get them the first down here should they decide to go for it, and they do.
Hate to call this the play of the game, but it's certainly one of them if the Knights can pick up a first down here and keep this ball and keep moving down the field. Pitch.
Got room.
First down. Knight all the way inside the 35, close to the 33, and the Knights will indeed keep this drive going.
Yeah, the blocking for the Knights really stepping up so far this half. That could bode very well as this bears on. Caden Knight that time with the carry, able to get the first down.
Yeah, I've thought about this throughout the season, watching him run kickoffs and punts back, thinking, boy, could we get that guy in the backfield?
Yeah, he's explosive. When he gets that ball, he is not afraid of contact, and he's got one speed, and that's go.
And he's a north-south runner.
Yep.
34-yard line. Jones wants to throw again. Fires, man open. Kind of misfired to the open receiver and incomplete. Ty just having a hard time hitting his receivers right now. He was trying to hit Carroll there.
Yeah, not been particularly accurate so far today. A couple that he has completed have been right on the money, but his third reception in the first half there kind of made a man come back for it. Was a good catch by a running back, but it's difficult, especially when you don't get that many reps in game situations throughout the season to now come on.
34-yard line.
Got
Jones
room.
has running room. He's going to go. Touchdown, Knights.
Boy, this has been night and day offense for the Knights, the first half to the second half. They are just clicking now. The blocks are coming up big. Guys are firing off the line of scrimmage. The energy there has just created such a difference.
78-yard drive. That drive starting at the 22, and it took less than 4 minutes. And now Sam Horman on to try to tie this game.
Ooh.
And he does, and we're all even at 7.
Boy, that was a really good adjustment that time. Morgan Smith, the wide receiver, as the holder, looked like he had a difficult time with that snap initially, but able to get it down and put it through. And the Knights able to tie it up.
Well, Coach DuPay could not have asked for a better drive to start the second half.
Absolutely, and now we're typically seeing the defense make a big play and then the offense kind of building off of it, or hoping the offense will build off of it. Now the offense was such a great start. Let's see if the defense can come out firing on all cylinders as well, and if so, this could start trending in a very good direction.
And you look at that drive, John Harris had some big runs. They had the 4th and 1 pickup, and then the touchdown run by Ty Jones.
Yeah, and as you said, a lot of new blood on that drive, both Caden and Harris. You got to love having fresh legs, but you also have to credit the blocks that time, both inside the offensive line stepping up, and Ty Jones. We've talked a lot about how good he's been, but his willingness to tuck and run, and not just with a token effort either, but tuck it and get upfield as we saw there on that last touchdown. But really, really committing, and he's playing so smart on the timing of that pitch.
And that score lights up the entire Knights sidelines as well as the crowd.
Yeah, and that can be a big thing as well for home field advantage, both from the sideline and the stands. The more you can get pumped up, the more you can get that adrenaline going, the better. They just have to prevent a quick response by the Lions, because that can be really deflating.
Yeah, that's the other key, is how will the Lions respond to that Knights touchdown? Will they come out a little flat here in the second half, or will they come right back down the field?
Yeah, this will be integral how this first drive goes for the rest of the game.
High kickoff, but short, 15-yard line. Good coverage by the Knights.
It's going to be good field position, though, about the 28, 29-yard line.
So Horman's kick goes to the 15, and the opening kick for New Jersey to start the second half, 6 to 7 yards deep in the end zone.
Yeah, the kicking squad on, like I said, that for College of New Jersey out there at the half, looking very good. I mean, consistently hitting from the 30-yard line for field goal attempts, just booming punts, and as we saw to start the half, as you said, some long kickoffs as well.
And remember, at the very beginning of this game, first series, New Jersey had a very short field goal attempt blocked.
Yeah, empty on the left side there. They have swung back, though, as they do this time.
And it's Scott, and he is wrapped up. Short gain. Caden Scott, or make that Chad Scott going nowhere as the Knights were able to swarm to the ball.
Well, and I'm sure that had to be a point of emphasis at halftime is the Knights, when they go, or when the Lions come out strong left or strong right, the Knights have been selling out to that side, assuming it's going in that direction. And more often than not, when the College of New Jersey has decided to counter and go to the weak side, they've caught the Knights sleeping there. So now, even when they swing one side, you have to stay balanced on the backside.
And look out for number 20, Matt Nelly. He's made several big plays in this game in the first half for the offense for the Lions. Draw play to Scott. Knights right there to knock him down for a very short gain, maybe a yard or so, as several Knights really swarmed to the ball that time, including Ty Clegg.
Yeah, again, assignment-based football. Know your job. That Anthony Silata in there as well. Just make sure you're playing heads up, you're playing smart, and you're playing reactive. No, you talk about wanting to play proactive. On defense, you have to play reactive. You tell what the situation is, and you adjust to it. The Knights able to do that, not buying the pass, seeing the man in the backfield, and adjusting to the run.
Here's where you look out for Matt Nelly, their top receiver. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right.
Pressure coming.
And a little screen out to Scott. He stumbles and falls short of the first down marker. He had a lot of running room ahead of him, although he also had Neil Davis ahead of him. But it's going to be short of the first down marker, and the Lions will have to punt.
Yeah, Bergman over there in coverage, making sure he gives him a shove so he doesn't have an opportunity to collect himself, get his feet back, and credit the outside pressure there as well. That blitz coming in gave absolutely no time for Osler to make a decision.
Knights hoping for a big return on this punt.
Yeah, again, 47-yard average on the kick so far, so watch out.
Knights trying to take their first lead in the game. And the return is very short, up to the 22-yard line for Morgan Smith.
Yeah, a long kick, but 22-yard line, not bad field position to start out for the Knights after a great defensive stop. And this is where the offense can feed off the defense can feed off the offense, and they can kind of symbiotically get themselves back in this game mentally. It's working so far, and if the Knights can put together another good offensive drive on this one, it will be very difficult for the Lions to start recoiling from that.
And we'll see, Art, if the Knights make any big changes to their offensive philosophy after such a successful first drive of the second half.
Yeah, what is it they say about something if it ain't broke?
Don't fix it. Ty Jones had a 34-yard touchdown run to tie the game. Option, pitch to Solo V, and a flag down. Most likely some sort of blocking penalty, and even though it was a short gain, I would imagine New Jersey would take the penalty and push the Knights further back.
Yeah, absolutely. Because the offense is designed to get short yards, we've talked about it before, a single negative play, especially one that will drop you back 5 or 10 yards, can just really nullify an entire drive.
Any penalty's got to be frustrating, but when you're surrounded like Sullivan was by 3 or 4 defenders,
if it's not going to make a difference.
Yeah, not going to make a difference.
Every once in a while, there's a penalty that's just well, designed. If a guy's beating you and he's going to get a touchdown, especially in this league where it's not a spot foul, take the penalty for pass interference. But in that case, not a smart penalty. Really puts the Knights in a tough spot.
Backs them up nearly 9 yards, back around the 13-yard line. So it's first and long. Jones looking for a receiver. Fires an interception, bad pass, picked off and returned right down the sideline by Anthony Leithauser, who gets a gift right there for the go-ahead touchdown.
Yeah, Jones is just really struggling with his accuracy there, and that being
Well, he kind of threw that one blind to an area where there were a couple of receivers and swarms of defenders, and it just looked like maybe he just didn't see number 32 initially until it was too late.
Yeah, not good communication that time offensively between the team either. You've got to come back and adjust to that. And
Yeah.
the one of the big things about a pick six that people don't realize is the difficulty of throwing that interception and then having to go right back on the field and shaking that off. Boy, this is going to be difficult.
That, and no sooner did the Knights tie the game, that thanks to that interception in return, it is New Jersey retaking the lead, and now they've got a lead here, and we'll see if the Knights can respond, as you mentioned, Art, with Ty Jones and the offense going right back on the field.
Yeah, we talked about the importance of perhaps the Knights getting a score on special teams or on defense. Unable to do that thus far, but the College of New Jersey doing it. Again, points being so hard to come by in this game, that is critical.
And the penalty obviously came into play because it forced the Knights into a first and long, and if you don't have that penalty, you're maybe not throwing a first down interception like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Penalty is just the name of the game so far. We talk about two important things, and that's penalties and turnovers. And in this case, the penalty causes the turnover, which causes 7 points very quickly for the Lions. Very, very tough situation, but the Knights have got to respond.
So the Knights' first drive results in a touchdown. The Knights' second drive results in a New Jersey touchdown, and now the Lions are back on top here 14-7.
Well, we've got Knight and Harris back there to return for the Knights. Both of them have the ability to create offensively, or in this case on special teams, but we also don't want to feel like they have to do too much. If it goes in the end zone, and
Harris
it doesn't.
Bounces off him at the 8. He picks it up and gets it back to the 28. Takes a mean hit, and good for John to hang on to that football.
Yeah, turnovers and penalties. You certainly don't want to give up a turnover here.
Turnovers, as Coach DePay mentions time and time again, is huge, and that one was not only a turnover, Art, but it was a turnover touchdown.
Yeah. Speaking of huge, the lead of Wesley over Salisbury right now, 44-21. 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and they've got the ball as well. That one looks all but in the bank for the Wesley Wolverines.
Yeah, Wesley started 0-2. That's going to be 7 straight wins for them. Big gainer on first down for the Knights, all the way to the 47-yard line. Now a late flag, and let's hopefully that this one's not coming back. Sullivan had a great run, but we'll see if another penalty wipes it out. Every time there's a penalty, something big in a positive way for the Knights is negated.
It's going to wipe it out, or it's going to add to it.
Knights haven't had too many breaks on penalties today. We'll see if this is one of them.
Another one of those critical times.
Looks like it may be coming back. Holding
hold.
Knights. 6 penalties now, and they've all been huge. That one wiping out a great gain by Sullivan.
Yeah, that's a killer on such a big drive. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, Coach DePay mentions just put it behind you, even though it's easier said than done sometimes, and we'll see if the Knights can put that penalty behind them and keep this drive going.
Yeah,
instead of across midfield, they're back to their 34-yard line.
Yeah, still a decent gain, but man.
Pitch over to Nahilai, and he gets across the 40, scrambles ahead for a few more, got it to the 42.
Yeah, great job by him keeping his feet. That second effort that time, getting some extra yardage for sure. Good to see that, especially from a freshman. Knights pick up the first down, keep the drive alive, and that's very important, especially after a penalty. Penalties have been kind of the death knell for getting first downs for the Knights so far. In this case, not the case.
This would be a monumental victory for the Knights to bounce back from that six-point interception return for a touchdown, and then all these penalties are as they pitch the ball to Harris, who's been getting good gains today, and he's at 50. He's to the 40, down the sideline, one man to beat. He scrambles around him and gets it inside the 15 down to the 13-yard line. John Harris.
When he gets room, he is gone. In that case, just blows by defenders. 3 or 4 guys look like they had a good route, but it can be so deceptive when a guy that size starts moving downfield, it messes with your pursuit angle, because when you're coming from the backside, you, of course, as defender, your pursuit angle is where you expect to catch him on the sideline. You don't run to where he is, you run to where you think he's going to be, and 3 or 4 guys just cut him short, underestimating the speed of Harris, and he got down the sideline.
And now the Knights have it at the 12-yard line. Pitch to Caden Knight, and he's hit at the 12 and knocked down right there. Boy, Harris, we mentioned, had been starting this second half. He was averaging about 10 yards a carry. With that run, he's got to be maybe averaging about 20 now.
Yeah, that's a pretty good average, I guess.
No doubt about it. Kind of felt sorry for number 60, a defensive lineman who was chasing him there for a few yards.
Yeah, foot race with John Harris is going to be tough, especially against a D lineman. But yeah, the Knights have got to get points out of this. Frankly, they've got to get 7 out of this.
Yeah.
And there's still a little ways to go.
12 yards away, 2nd and 10. Nowhere to go on that option play.
That was a smart play by Jones there, because you saw he thought about pitching it, but the outside defensive end had a step on him, could have deflected it, could have forced a fumble, and deciding not to do that. Just take the down. You hate to see a loss or a no gain, but it's certainly better than a turnover.
Right now, if they went for 3, it'd be about a 30-yard field goal. And they're also looking at 3rd down, almost 11 to go. The ball's back closer to the 13.
Yeah, this is a critical down. You gain a lot here. You set yourself up for 4th and short. Maybe you have a chance.
Lorenzen's over to the left. Handoff. Fry was hit and scrambles ahead for a few. If he was able to get free of that tackle, and you almost see the frustration he thought maybe he should have, he might have been able to get into the end zone. It looks like Fry really thinks he should have been able to keep his balance, but that was a hard hit.
Yeah, very difficult to recollect yourself, especially when you got a football in your hand, because obviously if you get hit in the legs, the natural inclination is to put 2 hands down. You can't do that with a football.
24-yard field goal attempt by Horman. And it's going to the right. No good. It just tailed off to the right, so the score stays 14-7, and the Knights come up empty after that big run, got them down to the 12-yard line.
Well, so again, it's time for the defense to step up. You'd love to see a stop here or a turnover to set the offense back up again. The offense did a great job driving the ball down, so not taking anything away from them, but not able to get points. That's okay as long as the defense can get a stop here.
Yeah, on that drive, John Harris had the big run down to the 12-yard line, but the immediate 2 plays after that, Art, leading to negative yardage, and so the Knights eventually have to go for the field goal, and it just tails off to the right a little bit, so the Knights, no points on that drive, although they have changed the field position a little bit, and they got it, New Jersey starting this drive at their own 20.
Yeah, it's all about consistency on a drive like this, moving the ball down the field, and in this case, consistently stopping New Jersey from doing the same. It's going to pass.
Play action, little pass over to the fullback coming out. And it's going to be a good gain, about 14 yards for the receiver, Chase Vigna. And it's a very safe pass. Actually, Osler almost could have just ran up and handed it to him.
Yeah, that little baby screen is so difficult to cover. The Knights are worried about the big play, especially because they've been burned by a couple so far today. They're willing to give up that short play, but lest we forget, 14 yards as a shot is still dangerous as well.
And you're getting to the stage of this football game now where you cannot afford to go 2 scores down.
Very true.
15-yard pickup, 1st down, New Jersey. We'll see if they go back to the ground game with Scott. They go with Glover, and he gets 3-4 yards up to around the 39-yard line.
Yeah, the defense starting to look a little bit worn down, or perhaps just a little less energetic than we've seen them previously throughout this season. And as we mentioned, time of possession in the first half certainly favored Southern Virginia. I think time of possession in this half has as well. So they should have a lot of energy out there. There should be no reason except perhaps mentality that they shouldn't be going after these guys hard.
A big play so far in the second half was the offense throwing an interception that resulted in a New Jersey touchdown.
Great job on defense that time. That jet sweep not going to work out. Everybody pushing hard up the left-hand side. Great protection on the end there. Keeping it turned back inside, and a good job by the front 7 adjusting to it.
Matt Nelly, who's made some big plays for New Jersey in this ball game, Goes nowhere on that running play. Now it's third down. Huge play coming up here for the Knights defense, trying to get it back for the offense as the Knights trail by 7.
Yeah, big stop here, forcing that punt could really be critical in a comeback.
Osler gives it to Kenny Glover. He is hit, and he's going to be deprived of the first down by a couple of yards, which would force maybe an apparent New Jersey punt. They're looking at fourth down, about a yard and a half to go, it looks like.
Yeah, definitely got stood up there. Tried to make a second effort, but good job by the defensive line, getting a good push. Now the question's going to be, again, I don't see why you wouldn't punt here as the Lions. They've got such a good punter, getting great range on it.
Zach Warcola is out there to punt. Knights hoping if they do punt, they'll get a big return here.
Knights have been so close to breaking big ones a few times today. Oh, and running into the kicker may be on the table.
I don't know. It looked like he was pushed. Now the
ball's on the deck.
Pops loose from Morgan Smith, and it looks like New Jersey's got it.
Really close on that. I thought it may have been a halo violation as well, but apparently not.
Let's see who's got this football.
As they peel back the bodies.
Knights have it. Boy, that's a big recovery.
Now, I did not see a flag at the other end, but I did see a punter hit the deck.
Well, it looked to me like the Knight who hit him got pushed into him.
Sure.
And it looked a little bit of acting, too.
No doubt, but the way penalty flags have been flying, I
take nothing for granted.
Absolutely.
Big fumble recovery there, though, for the Knights. They lose that one, and New Jersey's got a 7-point lead, and they're set up in Knights territory. Instead, the Knights are able to hold on to the football, and we'll try to take it down the other way and maybe tie this game again.
Yeah, and the Lions seem convinced that they had that ball, so I don't know. Lots of things can happen in pile-ups.
When they finally unpeeled everybody, it kind of looked like shared possession.
Yep.
Jones pitches. The Knights cannot get anything out of that option play as the ball carrier, Nailahi, is hit for a 3-yard loss back at the 17, and another flag is down.
There's also a man on the deck. That's Eric Wayner, senior linebacker for the College of New Jersey.
Except for John Harris's runs to a large degree, I think and the touchdown run, obviously, by Ty Jones. New Jersey's done a pretty good job shutting down that option.
Very true. And a chop block against the Knights.
Another penalty. That's, I believe, 7 penalties at least here on Southern Virginia, and they've all been big ones.
Meanwhile, not so much on the Lions.
Had that delay a game in the first half. I'm not sure they've got any penalties here in the second half. Not that I recall. If that's the case, they've got no more than 1 or 2 penalties for the game.
You know, Jim, I'm just going to say this. I have never seen a football game where one team has only earned 1 penalty.
Then we're still got the fourth quarter to go. The problem with the Southern Virginia penalties, Art, is, again, it just seems like all of them have been huge. At least 4 or 5 of them have wiped out important gains.
Yeah, or come at a time where it's killed a drive or kept a drive alive for the College of New Jersey. There's certainly penalties that come at times where it's just kind of piling on, but that does not seem to be the case. Good to see the man on his feet there.
Eric Wayner, senior linebacker for College of New Jersey.
Seems like it's that left leg. Is able to put some weight on it, though, but is definitely walking gingerly.
And with that penalty, the Knights are pushed back. And so we got 1st and long coming up here. And they really need a first down, but if nothing else, if they can't pick up a first down, they got to get some of this yardage back so they don't really turn the field position game over to New Jersey.
Yeah, because we were so concerned about that muffed punt being recovered by College of New Jersey. But if you don't gain some yards here, move it down the field, even a punt's going to put him in relatively similar field position.
And 17 minutes plus left in the game, and you're starting to get into that area of the game where you only got so many possessions left, and you're trailing by 7. Jones will try to run forward, and he's got some running room, 20, 30, and he's down to the 31-yard line.
Just one more man to beat, and he had green fields in front of him.
Yeah, that looked like almost a 90-yard touchdown run coming.
Yeah, still a huge gain, though, and especially on 1st and 20. coming up with a big play right when the Knights needed it.
That was a huge play for the Knights in addition to the earlier fumble recovery.
And, you know, if even if he would have run that 90, his average yards probably still wouldn't have caught up to John Harris. Stuffed that time.
Yep. Defense all over that play. Fry having a tough time as a senior, his last home game, trying to get some positive yardage, but that time negative yardage back to the 28-yard line.
Yeah, Fry started well on the first drive for the Knights in the first quarter, but has struggled since then.
So now it's 2nd down and long coming up for the Knights.
Yeah, third quarter starting to come to a close as well, as you mentioned. Limited possessions left in this game.
Possibly, who knows? This one and maybe another one, and you never know about beyond that. Straight handoff up the middle. They get it to the 33. So Fry again, or make that Bradley on the carry. They get it to the 33, and now the Knights are looking at a huge third down play coming up here where, again, they've got to make a play to keep possession of the football.
Yeah, as we approach the end of the third quarter here, we do have a final for Salisbury versus Wesley. That 44-27, Wesley coming away with the victory there.
Big road win for Wesley. They are now 7-1 in the conference. Salisbury drops to 6-2 in the conference. Frostburg is playing at Montclair today. If Frostburg wins, Wesley and Frostburg would be all tied for the conference lead. And nowhere to go for Bradley.
Yeah, still fighting, but that gang tackling working out, and the Knights are going to be forced to punt.
Justin Bradley, who had not had any carries heading into the game, has 4 or 5 carries today, but the Knights are going to be forced to punt the football away to start the fourth quarter. So the third quarter is done. The Knights have 15 minutes left to try to get a score here. Otherwise, they're going to lose on senior day.
So I love random coincidences or facts. How about this one, Jim? We've had 4 quarters of football today, or we're about to start the fourth.
Yep.
One of them that by rule had to be kicked off by the College of New Jersey. The other 3 have all started the quarter with a kick by the Knights.
That's right.
The beginning of the game, the Knights kick off, and then both the second and fourth quarters will start off with a punt.
And in this second half, it's really a couple of key plays, none bigger than that interception return for a touchdown that is right now the difference maker.
Yeah, absolutely. That's, you know, the stat that you look at then is that the defense has given up 7 points today, and the offense is pretty much broken even. They've gotten 7, they've given up 7. So got to see some more out of the offense for Southern Virginia, or have the defense come up big and get a score. Defense or special teams, but something's got to start coming alive. We've seen the Knights be so energized after that touchdown run by Ty Jones. They've got to get some of that energy, that enthusiasm back, or it's going to be a difficult hole to crawl out of.
Yeah, each team has a missed field goal. The Knights have had a couple of occasions where they moved the ball deep into New Jersey territory, but haven't got any points. And needless to say, another key area is those penalties against the Knights. They've been killers.
Yeah, they absolutely have been. So clean it up, play smart, keep your head, know the situation, and just avoid that penalty.
Hanson getting ready to punt. Got it away.
Good roll.
Going to roll inside the 20, down close to the 17.
That's a good kick. Good job reversing the field there. Now the defense is going to have to get a stop and, again, force that punt. But it's so hard to win that field position battle when the kickers for College of New Jersey are just booming on punts.
Well, the first thing is don't allow any first downs. Get the ball back and don't allow a first down, and to try to keep the field position favoring the Knights. And then hopefully the offense can tie the ball game because, again, we're down to less than 15 minutes to go now, Art, and you got to figure normally the way things have been going, the Knights maybe can't count on maybe a couple more possessions.
Yeah, absolutely, and especially the way the College of New Jersey has had a balanced attack, I think we'll probably see a bit more run out of them now and try to start chewing into some of that clock. It is still a one-possession game, but they'd love to see that time start ticking away.
Chad Scott starts to the middle, then goes to the right, and he'll pick up a couple, maybe almost 3 to the 19-yard line before he's pushed back. They're going to give him a 5-yard pickup all the way to the 21.
wow, I didn't see anybody up there, even the back of the pile. I guess they're saying forward progress from earlier on.
Yeah, even the forward progress, I was thinking maybe the 20, but they give them the 21, so it's a 5-yard gain. And here's where that leisurely approach by the New Jersey offense is going to work out for them as they try to run as much clock as possible here in the fourth quarter. Straight handoff up the middle. Knights push the ball carrier back. Looked like he got to the 23, maybe even the 24.
Whoa.
Flag.
There's a flag.
Uh-oh.
We'll have to see.
Hope this is at least offsetting. Knights think it may go against New Jersey. We'll see. This would be a big penalty against either team if it's not offsetting. And in a close game like this, Art, needless to say, players on your team, at least for the Southern Virginia standpoint, cannot lose their head. It
is against the Lions.
That's a big penalty. Would have been a makeable play coming up, and now they're going to have to tack on that penalty yardage and deal with that. Ball's back at the 12.
Yeah, and you never know in a situation like that whether it's the first person or the reactive person. The only thing you can do is to neither initiate nor react. That's the only way to avoid it. It's a very difficult thing to do.
Especially the reaction, because it seems more often than not the referees will at least pick up the reaction, not the initial play.
Right. But, man, the situation sure favors you if you're College of New Jersey without that penalty.
Now the ball back at the 11-yard line. New Jersey will play it safe, stay on the ground.
Short gain. 3rd and 18 now become probably maybe 4th and 14.
And New Jersey going to have to punt, and the Knights should get the ball back in pretty good shape. As long as there's no mistakes running into the punter, fumbling the punt return, we'll see.
Yeah, and there's, that's one of those drive killer penalties that the Knights have suffered from earlier. Now this one cutting back the other way against the Lions.
And that's really about the first penalty I can recall today against New Jersey that's been a killer for them.
Well, it was just that one other one as far as we recall, that delay of game.
High snap to the punter, kicks away.
Good kick. Returned.
Here comes John Harris. Great moves, 45. Harris back to the right side, and he'll get to the 40. Great return by John as he went through 4 or 5 Lions to get to where he had to go to the 40-yard line. And so the Knights are going to have excellent field position at the 40-yard line of the Lions.
A lot of extracurricular after that one as well, though.
Boy, John Harris has just had a heck of a game.
Yeah, he just gets so low and can cut so quickly. Man, it was a good kick, but a great return. The Knights now with the best field position they've had all day, and they've got to do something and convert it for some points.
Yeah, best field position to start a drive, 40-yard line of the Lions. Hanson's the back behind the quarterback, Jones. Hanson gets it, and he'll pick up 6.
Yeah, it's good first play there. Second and short is a very manageable down, and certainly something that lets you open up the playbook a little bit if you want to. Wouldn't be surprised to see the Knights go ahead and just go for the first down on the option run. Wouldn't be surprised to see him take a down off of that and try for a pass, try to tie it up quickly.
2nd and 4, 34-yard line. Carroll's over to the right as the receiver. Man in motion. Pitch to the motion man. Solovic gets it down to the 30.
Well, and the good push by the offensive line is really helping out, because what it means is the defenders who are coming to make the tackle are coming from behind, and when they make the tackle, they're actually pushing the ball carrier ahead for an extra yard or two, which is a major thing in these short yardage situations. That one does pick up the first down.
Art, I know that the Knights are probably going to get the ball back at least once, maybe twice more after this, but this almost seems like a drive you've got to score and tie the game on.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, if nothing else, you got to come up with 3, so you've got alternating leads on touchdowns. But, yeah, if you don't get points here, it's going to be really difficult to feel like you can get points later in the game.
Lorenzen's the receiver to the right, and they'll go left and throw left. Man's out there. Flag. Let's see if this is some sort of interference, offense or defense. Intended receiver was Red Honeycutt. see if he got pushed at all or if it's going to be called against the
The
Knights.
defender signaling that thought it was uncatchable.
And it might have been uncatchable because of any potential interference or holding.
Talking it over.
See if they pick up this flag or make a call. Block below the knees. Wasn't
Shot
expecting
block on the
that. Okay, now we
offense.
also
Okay,
see some sort of
offset.
pass interference, and it will be offsetting. Pass interference against the Lions and a chop block, though, against the Knights.
Boy, the Knights have had an uncharacteristic number of chop blocks throughout this season. I don't know that I've seen a game where they haven't been called for at least one.
And that one was a costly one because of the pass interference against the Lions.
Yeah, you take that away, and it's a huge gain for the Knights.
So it's still 1st and 10, 30-yard line. Carroll checks in, gives the play. Receiver to the left. And Lorenzen over to the right. Fry right behind Jones. Goes to Fry, 25-yard line. 20, stiff arms a defender, and he's out at the 9.
Good drive that time. Fry, as we said, had a great job starting this game on that initial drive. Love to see him put one in the barn, get a touchdown for his last home game as a senior as well. We'll see if they try to favor him specifically for that.
Boy, did he have a lot of running room.
Absolutely. And then engaged after contact, kept driving those legs, wanted to pick up every single yard that he could, as it is now 1st and goal.
Just inside the 10-yard line. It is Fry again up the middle. Straight ahead. He's close to the 5.
Yeah, and I do expect a heavy dose of Michael Fry on this. You obviously want to see him get in the end zone and get that score for his last home game. But I think if you gave him the option between scoring a touchdown or having a win, he would take the win all day. Of course, it'd be nice to get both.
Yeah, Knights are 6 yards away. They don't really want to have this come down to any 4th down where they have to choose between the field goal and going for it. They'd like to score here on 2nd down or 3rd down. Take a lot of time in the huddle.
Yeah, a long time. Shot clock, or play clock, excuse me, has got to be getting close.
And the Knights will probably take a timeout here.
Yeah, that could have been one of those dagger penalties as well.
Yes, you do not want to delay a game here.
Not at all.
6 yards away. And again, if you're treating this as 4-down territory, you've got 3 cracks to get 6. You don't necessarily have to throw here. If you can run the ball down to the 2 or the 1 or 2 or 3 yard line, then you can take those last 2 shots at it.
Well, and it's been working on this drive, really just getting a few yards per play as well. So that's certainly possible. I'd like to see the Knights do something a little bit like the Lions have a couple of times, which is throw a bunch of receivers wide to the outside, empty up that box in the middle, and just get a good push from your offensive line, open it up, kind of threaten the pass. But, of course, here this short, I'm not sure that College of New Jersey would buy it.
Yeah, it's still a long way to go, over 10 minutes. But if the Knights could score here, it starts you to wondering, when's the last time we've had an overtime game?
It's been a while.
I don't readily recall one.
Yeah, that's a really good question. I don't know. This is where it would be nice if we had a stat person sitting here with us that could look stuff like that up.
Right.
But, yeah, I don't know.
Don't believe they've had one inside the conference so far in the 3 years in the New Jersey Athletic Conference.
I almost want to say Montclair, a couple. I don't know. I think you're probably right.
We'll see if it even comes down to that. Still a long way to go with over 10 minutes to go. And Bradley's the running back right now behind Jones. 6 yards away. They pitch it to Bradley. And he is going to get in for a touchdown. How about that? Justin Bradley, the junior from Ashburn, Virginia, who hasn't carried the ball until today, scores a touchdown.
Hey, it's as good a time as any to start. The Knights need it. He comes up big, and now with the opportunity to tie this ball game, outstanding.
Good blocking ahead, too.
Yeah, great push. You can see the offensive line, the receivers, everybody contributing to that.
Extra point try. And Sam Horman ties the game at 14 with 10:09 to go.
Up and good. Wow. We said it was going to be a slugfest all day, Jim, and so far, no team has led by more than 7 points, and now we're back tied. Momentum shifting in the favor of the Knights. If they can get a good stop on this drive, boy, will that be huge going into the rest of this game.
Yeah, the Knights aren't worried about overtime. They're thinking win this obviously in regulation with plenty of time to go in the football game here in the fourth quarter.
Well, absolutely. Time to go. And as I said, that momentum shifting back. You get a good stop. You drive down for a touchdown after that huge return by John Harris to give him good field position. There's all kinds of things to be excited about now if you're a Knights fan, and hopefully that translates to energy on the field.
Now you wonder what's going to be the philosophy on this next offensive drive for the Lions. They've got the running ability of a guy like Chad Scott, but Osler, even though he doesn't have the running ability from the quarterback position, has shown the ability to throw the ball downfield to his receivers.
Yeah, and the defense will certainly have to adjust accordingly. They've certainly had successful times stopping drives, and they've struggled at times as well. They're going to have to be ready for anything here and adjust quickly to whatever they see.
Horman getting ready to kick off. Well, he'd love to put this one in the end zone.
Yeah, we've seen him do some very high kicks, give his kick team time to get down for the stop. Haven't seen a whole lot from him as far as length.
So the Knights tied the football game here in the fourth quarter, 14-14. That one's a high kickoff, but short, 12-yard line. Returned by the Lions, good return, and they go all the way to the 41-yard line.
Yeah, it looked like a little bit of a hook on the outside of there on a block, but not enough to pick up a penalty.
So the Lions are going to have pretty good field position for this drive in a tie football game in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, well, the Knights' defense has certainly been their strong suit throughout this season, and they're being called upon once again to come up big here. If New Jersey drives down and scores, it will really put a lot of pressure on an offense that has been inconsistent to come back.
Yeah, I wonder if a turnover might decide things here in the fourth quarter, as it's going to be a running play and a short gain, about a 3-yard pickup. Cloward right there making another big defensive play. Skylar Cloward, the freshman defensive lineman from Grantsville, Utah.
So the past is not always a good predictor of the future, but thus far, every time that I can remember that the College of New Jersey is spaced out, put 4 receivers on the outside, and just had a single man in the backfield, it's been to run the football. So I think if you're the defensive line, you should recognize that. If you're the secondary, you still treat it like a pass, and here's that same formation.
2nd down 7.
And now they make a liar out of me.
And the pass is over the middle and down to the 47-yard line. Ty Clegg making the tackle.
Big shot there.
And that brings up 3rd down to 3 to go, I believe. The ball's just shy of the 47. They have to get close to the 50, so a huge play here. 3rd down, 3 to go. Big play for the defense.
Yeah, if they can get a good stop here, what a difference that would be to get that quick 3-and-out stop in this drive.
Scott is alongside the quarterback, Osler.
Emptying out the box
Here
again.
comes the blitz. And they hit the quarterback.
Ball's
the ball
on the
pops
deck.
loose, and the Knights have it. They're going to rule an incomplete pass.
Boy, the Knights brought the house, and it was enough. Osler seemed, kind of jumping back and forth. He was panicked.
He's very lucky. He brought his arm forward.
Yeah, didn't know what to do with it, but ends up losing it on that one.
Because otherwise it would have been ruled a fumble, and the Knights would have had it on the New Jersey side of the 50.
Yeah, and instead they do get the opportunity for another long kick. The Knights have had very, very intense pressure, almost gotten a block a few times, and it looks like they're coming for it again.
New Jersey had the ball at the 40, couldn't do anything with it. Knights trying to get a good return here. Rolls out of bounds.
About the 16-yard line.
Knights will have it. And now the offense back onto the field.
Yeah, they
if
certainly.
nothing else, you've got to get first downs, Art, to, again, change the field position game. You do not want to go a 3-and-out here.
Yeah, the Knights would have loved to have gotten that fumble recovery off the sack of the quarterback. As you said, just very lucky to get his arm going forward enough, but they'll take a stop any way they can get it. It does mean the offense has a lot longer field to go, but at least they've got the opportunity now.
And the offense, after that interception that was returned for a touchdown by New Jersey, has really turned their game around. Ty Jones looking over the Lions defense under center. And Jones dives ahead for a short gain, maybe 1.5 yards on that pickup.
Yeah, not a whole lot on that. They've got to, as you said, pick up first downs. Just short yardage is fine, but it's got to be positive.
Gain of 1, 2nd and 9, 17-yard line for the Knights. Taking their time in the huddle. Plenty of time left on the play clock. Fry right behind the quarterback, Jones. They better hurry here. Get the play off. Another short gain.
That's the second time the Knights have really been trying to push up the middle. Not sure.
Looks like Fry picked up maybe 2 to the 19.
Yeah, that's typically you only want to do that if there's a big hole created, and it doesn't seem like there has been recently.
Yeah. That brings up a 3rd and 7 now for the Knights. They have got to get to the 26 to get a first down. Carroll's over to the right.
Long way to go, and that's not going to do it.
Nope,
Oh.
there goes the running back, and it's going to be a gain all the way to the 44 for Ty Jones, the quarterback, who kept that football. Good fake up the middle. It looked like the entire, or at least a good portion of the New Jersey defense went for Fry up the middle, and Jones kept it and goes all the way to the 44-yard line for a 25-yard gain.
You got me, Coach. You ran the same play twice in a row. I thought you did it the third and did exactly to me what you were hoping to do, the defense, and did successfully. Just get them familiar with one thing and then throw them something different. Great pickup by Jones.
And Fry checks out. Hanson is in. Ball to 42. Hanson gets the carry. He stutter steps for about 5 up to the 47.
Yeah, kind of created a lot after contact there as well. Stepping over, spinning, stretching out. Anything you can do to just get a little bit more.
And now the Knights are moving the football and running the clock down.
Yeah, going a little bit more tempo than we're used to seeing them.
2nd and 5. Harris in motion. Knights will reset. Don't want to have a penalty here. Jones, option left, cuts it back. He's to the 40-yard line, down to the 41. He's got another first down.
And that's all it takes. Just keep moving the ball down the field, especially now chewing up clock. It's you would think in a situation like this, maybe they're considering clock and do we chew up? Do we let it go? What do you do? The answer is neither. You get in the end zone. You don't worry about that clock situation right now.
And right now they got the sense, too. They've got the New Jersey Lions defense a little off guard.
Yeah, they do, especially an uncharacteristic jump from them on potentially a hard count on that last play.
Jones fakes to Hanson, keeps the ball, got hit from the blind side for a loss. Good defensive play that time by Elijah McNeil for New Jersey.
Yeah, but can't let the negative play get to you. You got to come back. Means you got to get a few more on the next couple of plays. The Knights will have to make up for that to keep this drive alive.
Loss of about 1.5 yards that time. So 2nd down coming up here for the Knights.
2nd and 12 is a long way to go. We also have to realize again, Sam Horman, a pretty consistent kicker, but not a lot of range on him, so there's a long way to go before he gets to field goal range.
Carroll's the receiver to left, Honeycutt to the right. Jones will run it. He's got running room. He's inside the 40. He's down to the 36. And he'll pick up about 6 on that carry, which should bring up 3rd down, about 6 to go.
So much toughness in him. He has taken some monster hits day in and day out, and he just snaps back up, right back to the huddle. In that case, picking up 6 yards, got him halfway there.
Ball's just inside the 37. And more often than not, the hindsight notwithstanding, he makes a lot of good choices on the option.
He does.
So Lorenzen's over to the left.
Big play here.
Carroll's to the right on 3rd down and 7. Fry right behind Jones. We got a whistle,
Like
legal
a false
procedure,
start.
yeah,
Yep.
which
what
would
the-
turn it into 3rd and 12.
And oh, what a difference 3rd and 7 is from 3rd and 12.
Well, that if you pick up 5 or 6, you're looking at a very 4th and short makeable, but 3rd and 12, completely different.
Yeah, and another one of those just critical moments where a penalty just hurts so badly.
Now, you can say if you don't get anything here, you can punt it, but that almost guarantees the best you can hope for, barring a turnover, is overtime.
It's true. Even a quick 3 and out
Yep.
doesn't buy you much time. The Knights do have a couple of timeouts, but
Knights certainly need a big play here on 3rd down. And a straight handoff to Fry goes nowhere.
and you wonder if that wasn't just kind of a safety play to burn some clock. College of New Jersey now, though. I'm surprised they're not taking a timeout in this situation.
Unless they're saving them for the offense, the Knights most likely will punt here.
Yeah, I have to imagine
Yeah.
the Knights are going to punt, and they can burn a lot of clock. And they will do just that.
Knights will save their timeouts in case New Jersey gets the ball back and maybe has a turnover or goes nowhere. Knights might still have a couple of timeouts and maybe a little bit of time to work with.
Yeah, they're going to take a time here, I think, when it gets down to 1 second on the play clock.
So the Knights are maybe thinking, okay, give it to New Jersey at this particular point, see if they turn it over, maybe try to throw the ball upfield and have an interception. If not, potentially play for overtime.
Yeah, trust your defense, trust them to get a stop, and then, delay a game.
Keeping that timeout.
Yeah, perhaps every once in a while you'll see that strategically because you don't want to punt into the end zone.
Right.
May have been the case here.
Good point, and we'll see if that works out for the Knights as they try to pin New Jersey back deep, certainly inside their 10-yard line. Hansen out to punt.
Yeah, very possible now. It's going to be a very important situation here where this field position, determining how far they've got to go. The Knights would love to see them have a long field.
Or some sort of turnover.
Good kick.
Going to hit out, looks like inside the 15 and around the 12 or 13. Looks like going to be the 13-yard line. So New Jersey's got at the 13-yard line. You wonder, will New Jersey maybe play for overtime and play very conservatively here, or will they take a shot upfield, which obviously lends to a possible interception?
Yeah, I don't know. It's both teams, as we've said, not a lot of wins on the season, and this is a time where nerves can start to come into it a little bit. You can feel the game slipping away a little bit, and you can play to not lose as opposed to playing to win. We'll have to see, as you said, what that strategy is. If they play too conservatively, though, with the situation that they're in, the Knights could call some timeouts and get the ball back.
Will we see overtime? Mentioned that around the 10-minute mark. Much more realistic now, Art, when we're under 3 minutes to go. New Jersey will go to the ground game. It is Scott, and the Knights knock him down right at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, good stop, good pursuit that time. The Knights have to be thinking not a full-blown deep prevent, but nothing past you because it could be the strategy of the Lions right now to make it look like you're playing safe. Just go for this short stuff and then try to bust a big pass late in the downs.
And that would make more sense because, generally speaking, you go deep, interception, it's almost like a punt.
Yep.
Osler play action. Looks up
coverage.
the left sidelines, and he fires for Mantelli, who's out of bounds. So now it is 3rd down from the 13. And suddenly the Knights can start thinking about, stopping him here on 3rd down and maybe getting the ball back on a punt and maybe having one more shot at it with a couple of timeouts.
Well, and especially with the dynamic playmakers that the Knights have had on kick return,
Yep.
that could become a big factor here if they can get a good stop here on 3rd down.
Especially if we have another incompletion where they don't have to burn a timeout. Matt Nelly, the inside receiver to the left. And they throw, and it's tipped away. Good play
Perfect.
by Morgan Smith.
Perfect coverage. It is so hard to tip a ball from behind without contacting a receiver, without picking up a flag, but that was just perfectly timed.
got a hand on the football. That was a massive swing.
So he makes the big defensive play, now drops back to return this punt. Who knows, maybe a double hitter. Big defensive play, now maybe a big special teams play by Morgan Smith coming up with a punter a couple of yards deep in the end zone.
Critical moment, first of all. There's been a couple of snaps that have been high. You got to get the ball to the punter. This is a dangerous spot to not do that. Good
High snap.
Kick is away.
John Harris is right there for the fair catch, made to the 50-yard line. And so the Knights have the ball near midfield with 1:56 to go.
Masters of their own destiny now. No matter what you do. Oh, no.
Yeah, John looks like he kind of had a little misstep there after he made the catch, and he's kind of hobbling on that left leg.
Yeah, that's not good. He's been explosive today for the Knights out of the backfield. Certainly the Knights are deep at running back, but no one has been better in the backfield than he has. He would be very helpful in this drive, but if the Knights don't have him, they don't have him.
Yep. They've got a little under 2 minutes to work with, 49 yards to go. Field goal wins it.
Yeah.
So they don't have to go the complete 49 yards.
Yeah, number one, no turnovers.
Yeah, that's the number one, yep.
Number two, no penalties. And then number three, at least chew up the clock. You don't want to give the ball back. If you score, great. If not, don't let them have the chance.
Option left. Pitch to Nailai, and he'll go out of bounds. Around the 42 or 43, we'll see where they spot him out. Knights recognizing that all they have to do is get in field goal range. And not exactly sure how close they want to get Sam, where they really think got to get to a certain place to have a realistic shot at a field goal.
Right. 2nd and 4, though. Good situation.
Jones pitches again to Nahilahi, and he circles the end and gets out of bounds close to the 38.
Yeah, just a few more.
They're going to mark him back, it looks like, around the 40 or so.
Just a few more yards every time, though. They'll take it.
And they're not taking, they're taking just a few seconds off the clock each time, working their way down. They still have 2 timeouts to take.
3rd and 1, good situation. Staying on schedule.
See if they go straight up the middle here, just trying to pick up the first down. They got Fry right behind Jones. Fry. No, Jones keeps it, and he got the first down. If you gave it to Fry, maybe not, but he was able to keep it and get across the 40 down to the 39. Looks like he's got enough for a first down.
Yeah, smart call that time by Jones. As you said, it would have been very close had he made that handoff, but pulls it away just in time, goes to the outside, picks it up.
Clock is moving. Option left. Nailai goes out of bounds, close to the 35. Short gain.
It's a helmet off that time for the Knights. That means Alex Keach is going to have to come out, an offensive lineman. The Knights not deep at that position.
Knights have to hurry here. Clock's moving. The referees are going to have to add more time, I think, to the clock, Art.
Yeah, player did get out of bounds. That should have been a stoppage of the clock.
Maybe about 10 or 15 seconds at least, I would think.
Yeah, I think it was probably about 10, but we will see.
They put it to 126 and it only added 8 seconds. I was thinking he went out with about 1:30, maybe even 1:35 left, but they'll put just 8 seconds left on the 8 seconds more on the clock.
Ball at the 35-yard line. Got to pick up a few more, certainly, before a field goal is an option.
Figure maybe about 20 more yards. Jones gets it down to the 32, picked up 3 that time. Not exactly sure what Sam's total distance is, the maximum, but you got to figure they got to get maybe at least to the 15 for a 32-yard attempt.
Yeah, whatever it is, they're not in it yet. 3rd and 3, though. Good. The Knights want to make sure you spend enough time to get a good play called, but chewing up some time for sure.
They got those 2 timeouts still to take. Clock on the move here. Jones pitches to Nailai. He goes nowhere. He's down back at the 36. And so now the Knights have a choice here. They can play for overtime, or they can give it a shot here on 4th down.
Well, frankly, I think you give it a shot unless they can get a crazy interception return or turnover, then
Yeah, if you can get a pass completion here, maybe 10 or 15 yards, you've still got 2 timeouts to work with.
and the clock is still winding.
Knights maybe playing for overtime here.
I think they're going to take it down to 1 second and take a shot, unless, and they are, they're going to take a timeout. So there will be one final play in regulation to try to come up with the win.
So if Coach Joe DuPay has a gadget play that he's been saving all season long, this might be a good time to use it.
Well, a couple of times we've seen that almost halfback pass today.
Yeah.
Of course, neither time has it worked out particularly well, so I don't know if it's time to call that. You got to love the drama of it all, though, certainly. As you mentioned, haven't had an overtime game in a long time.
Well, there's a guy over 45. Michael Cara's got some height. Send him down to the end zone, if nothing else, man.
Yeah. Well, hey, lest we forget, you can always do that and get a penalty and have an untimed down.
Yep.
We've seen a little bit of that. If nothing else, try to draw the penalty.
You know, with the Knights option attack, too, I would think if we do get to overtime, that might give them a slight advantage. 36-yard line. 4th down play coming up for the Knights. We'll see if they just throw it down the field towards the end zone, or if they've got a little gadget play they're going to unveil here.
Yeah, a lot of folks back there in the secondary, as you would expect.
3 receivers right. Jones.
Not good.
He's going to be sacked, and we're going to go to overtime. First overtime, I believe, for the Knights in the New Jersey Athletic Conference. Don't recall any overtime games in the past 3 years.
Yeah, it's certainly something they're not familiar with, or at least haven't done a lot. And, you do run situational drills in practice pretty regularly for all kinds of stuff. I don't know how much the Knights will have run a situation drill for this, though, because it's just, like you said, so uncommon for them.
But the way these two teams have really played tooth and nail today, Art, no surprise, I guess, not a big surprise at least, that we're going to overtime.
No, not at all. And, we've said all along it was going to be a slugfest. Well, what says slugfest more than a relatively low-scoring game that goes to overtime? It's going to be very interesting to see strategically whatever team gets the coin flip typically goes on defense first to know what they need to do. Sometimes something as arbitrary as a coin flip can make a very big difference in the outcome of the game.
We'll make mention again of the new official gear website for the university, gear at .svu.edu, the newest and best source for all official Southern Virginia University gear, including casual wear, tailgating equipment, office supplies. All orders ship within 24 hours guaranteed. Again, that is gear.svu.edu. Overtime coming up here for the Knights and the Lions.
Yeah, so we'll see, like I said, the coin toss here in just a second. For those not familiar, each team gets a shot here with the ball. We'll see if at the end of each overtime period, which is a possession by each team, if there's a team in the lead, they win. If not, you move on to the next overtime.
And special teams comes into play in overtime because conversions can be so important.
Absolutely true.
So we'll see who wins the coin toss and who gets the football first. Knights trying to pick up, again here with a victory today, their 3rd win of the season, and for the first time in the 3 years in the New Jersey Athletic Conference, have 2 conference victories in a single season.
Well, and that would certainly be a good sign for the future of the program, the direction that it's heading if they're able to do that.
Well, still that 1 game remaining at Christopher Newport next Saturday at 3 o'clock. Love to see maybe one of the seniors make the big play here in overtime. Maybe like number 5, Michael Fry.
Very possible. Again, while you'd love to see that, it all comes down to a win first. I just did some looking, by the way, Jim. Looks like the last overtime game that the Knights had was at Keene on October 4th of the 2014 season. Don't recall that we've had one at home, but as far as I can tell, that's the last one they've had.
It will actually be their second overtime game in the conference and their first in a couple of years.
And that one tragic, 28-27 loss, if I recall, on a missed extra point attempt.
Talked about the importance of conversions.
Yep.
So the defense is on the field for the Knights. They won the toss. They'll let they go on defense. And from the 25, we'll see what the Lions will do with their first possession in overtime, their possession here in the first overtime.
Well, so this strategically, again, you pick defense. If you get a stop, a field goal wins the game for you, so you don't need a whole lot of room gained by your offense. But if the other team gets a touchdown, then that kind of reverses, and the pressure is very much on you knowing you've got to get in the end zone.
Osler is the quarterback, number 12, for the College of New Jersey, with Chad Scott, number 28, his top tailback, standing alongside from the 25-yard line.
Single coverage at the top of your screen.
I believe that is Matt Nelly split left. And Osler wants to look to the right, a little pass over, hits his tight end, and Chase Vigna makes the catch.
Yeah, good pursuit, but a good gain as well.
So Vigna, the tight end, making the catch. Looks like he picked up about 7 or so. One thing is for sure, you don't have to worry about the clock. You just have to worry about getting into the end zone.
Absolutely.
Picked up only 3 that time. Got it to the 22.
It's that right side, so watch that backside move to the left.
Matt Nelly in motion. They fake it to him. Here comes the pressure. Osler throws, and he threw it away. And now it's 3rd and 7.
Surprising. Osler looks like he had room to scramble up the right-hand side, but as we've talked
I don't
about
think he
all day
runs.
long, yeah, he's not going to scramble with the football. 3rd and 7. Boy, this is a huge opportunity. If the Knights get a stop here, they're in great position to round out this overtime.
Yeah, either New Jersey would have to go for it on 4th down, or if they didn't get any yards, it'd almost be about a 40-yard field goal. They load up the left side with 3 receivers.
I saw him consistent with 25 or 30, but nothing from that range.
Osler looks to the left and fires man open, and it's off the hands of the intended receiver. The intended receiver, Vincent Guckin, was wide open. He makes that catch. Not sure he gets in the end zone because there was a defender fast approaching, but it would have been certainly 1st and goal around the 5-yard line. Instead, it bounces off his fingertips. Wide open, Art.
Hit him right in the hands on the 3-yard line. You said a defender approaching, but no way he gets there in time.
No.
Wow. You talked about a game-turning play earlier, and you were right. That one there, whoa.
So now it is 4th down, too far for a field goal, 4th and 7. Knights trying to make a big defensive stop across the middle, man open. That is Guckin, who just dropped the football, and he got it down to the 6-yard line.
Boy, talk about a recovery. The confidence that the quarterback has in his receiver. All the credit to Osler there for saying, look, I know I hit you on the last one. I'm going to trust to go to you this time, and he does to pick up the 1st down.
And the underneath route wide open again.
Yeah, that crossing route has just really hurt the Knights all day. Man.
1st and goal, just inside the 8. Knights still trying to make that big defensive stand here. Had a shot on 4th down. Now they have to knuckle down and try to find a way to force New Jersey, barring a turnover, try to force them into a field goal attempt.
Man, what an emotional swing from what looked like the game-saving drop to the same player, Guckin, just coming up with that one and getting a 1st down, now to 1st and goal. Whew.
Ball's just outside the 7. And it goes to Scott up the middle. He bounces off one tackler and got it down inside the 5, close to the 4.
Yeah, short gain on that. We're nothing. We're not lacking in drama here today, Jim. That's for sure.
5 yards away. Now, right now, College of New Jersey obviously in field goal range, so they don't have to look upon this as 4-down territory.
Yeah, you don't have to, but you wonder if they will.
Yeah, you don't want to always settle for a field goal in overtime. And now timeout taken. College of New Jersey using their timeout here in this first overtime.
Yeah, so each team gets one timeout per overtime period as well. Important to note. Speaking of drama, if you are in Buena Vista, the theater department here at Southern Virginia putting on Steel Magnolias, the production, still showing tonight. Might still be tickets left. They do sell out pretty quickly, but swing by and check that out as well.
Then I believe more showings next Friday and Saturday.
I believe you're correct, Jim.
And don't forget the orchestra concert just around the corner.
You know, we got all kinds of stuff going on. That's the benefit of a liberal arts university.
Yeah, then let's see. I guess next month is the Nutcracker.
Yep, got that coming. And as you said, the basketball team in action here pretty soon at VMI. That's
good to see that
fun
series restarting with VMI.
Yeah, it kind of went away for a while there, but good to see that back in action. And the Knights looking pretty good as in basketball against some difficult competition of late in D1.
Playing Idaho State and Utah State in exhibitions. Ball's at the 5-yard line, 2nd and goal. They faked a Scott. Throw, batted it in the air and knocked away. And I believe that was, it looked like it was Bergman.
Yeah, the secondary really coming up big on that. It was either Bergman or, well, there's a lot of coverage in there. Davis there as well. Either way, great job by the Knights.
Adam Mann also getting some slaps. He might have been the one that tipped that ball away. But now it's 3rd and goal. The ball is just outside the 5.
Yeah, talking about the basketball road trip, losing to Idaho State and Utah State, 89-55, 83-55.
Exhibitions. Yep. Season starts the 15th at VMI.
Yep.
Scott's the tailback alongside Osler.
Gonna throw
Osler fires, got his receiver, but hauled down to the 4-yard line. And there is Marcos Garcia making the play to haul down the receiver from behind just inside the 5, and now it is 4th and goal, and it looks like New Jersey will send out Brian Nagy for a 22-yard field goal attempt. So if nothing else, the defense, even if they get the field goal, the offense can win the game with a touchdown.
Yeah, came through. Marcos Garcia, the transfer from Snow College, big impact this season, a big one there. The fans getting in this as well. The Knights have blocked 1 field goal today already. They would love to make it a second.
And that one is up and just got through. It just got through the line, first of all, and barely made it through the uprights.
It wasn't pretty, but it was enough to get through. TCNJ does take a lead, but again, the Knights now with an opportunity to respond. They get a possession from the 30-yard line, a field goal to tie, a touchdown to win, and a double overtime game. I don't remember the last time we've seen either, if ever. That's certainly been a while.
But the Knights do know, as you mentioned, Art, that if they get a touchdown, they're going to win here on Senior Day.
Yeah, that ends it right there, and I'm sure they'd love to do that. Just wrap this up, call it a day, if they can do it with a victory.
They know they need a field goal at least to tie, so it helps to go second, especially if they can get the touchdown. They'll start at the 25, and Michael Fry is the running backs directly behind Jones. And Jones wants to throw, and he fires. He's got a man wide open. Nylaw, he makes the catch at the 5, and he's down to the 4.
Ty
So
Jones has had a struggle today with accuracy, but when it counts, finds his man on the money. The Knights now 1st and goal from the 5.
1st and goal, man wide open. And now the Knights have lots of options. Only need 5 more yards for the win.
And this is what their offense is designed to do. A couple of yards of play is all you need at 1st and goal from the 5.
It is Fry up the middle, and he is stacked up at the 5 and knocked backwards. So now it is 2nd and goal from around the 5.
Yeah, we'll see if they give him any forward progress. If so, it will be minimal.
Now the Knights have 3 more shots at it. Of course, they could also go for the field goal to send this game to a second overtime. Like to score here from 5 yards away on 2nd down and win the game outright.
taking their time, talking it over, make sure everybody's on the same page. You cannot afford a mental mistake at this point. A turnover ends the game.
Carroll's to the right, Honeycutt to the left. Option.
Ball's on the deck!
Sullivan fumbled it. Scramble at the 11-yard line. It was a wild pitch, and Sullivan couldn't handle the ball. It went off him. Even if the Knights recover, they're going to be back outside the 10, and it looks like Ty Jones, I think, got in there and grabbed the football. Quarterback coming over to make the fumble recovery. So the Knights still are alive, but now they're back at the 11-yard line, and now it's 3rd and goal.
Dangerous.
And also, if they go to the field goal, it's a little further back. And right now they're 10.5 yards away from winning the game on 3rd down coming up.
So the ball is about the 10 or 11-yard line, but it is still 3rd and goal.
Honeycutt to the left. Lorenzen, the receiver, to the right. And Jones runs the straight ahead, and he's pushed down at the 1 or 2 yard line. Now a decision here for the Knights. They can tie it and send it into a second overtime with a very short, almost an extra point type of field goal, or 2 yards away, almost 3 yards. They can go for the 4th down play, but it looks like they're going to try to send Sam Horman out there to send this game to a second overtime.
Very, very important here. Of course, that does flip the script. I believe in a second overtime, then the offense starts with, the team that deferred starts with in the second time. But first things first, got to get this.
20-yarder. And Sam nails it. Up and through, 17-17. Clutch field goal by Sam Horman. I know it was basically extra point distance, but that was a huge field goal by Sam Horman.
Drama, Jim. Drama and slugfest.
17-17, and now the Knights' offense goes right back on the field, Art, as you mentioned, for the second overtime.
Yeah, and so that time started out with that huge pass play, but then stifled a little bit. The Knights are going to have to find a way to continue here and get some offense going. They'll take a big play. They'll take a solid offense, just getting first downs, but they're going to have to put something together because where they had the advantage in the first overtime, they have the disadvantage here.
That's happened a few times today where the Knights have had a big play, a big gaining play like that, and then immediately can't capitalize on it.
Yeah, and that's got to be pulling your hair out as an offensive coordinator. Chaz just saying, look, we can get big yards. Now we just need some small yards, and unable to wrap it up. But it's been a fun day. Why not keep it going, right?
And so the Knights will start the second overtime with the football.
So as far as I can tell, and I'm still looking, and this is kind of unofficially, but I can't see another overtime game that the Knights have had back to 2009. And so they have not had an overtime game at home, as far as I can tell, in at least that long. And certainly not a double overtime as we have today.
So, Art, you don't have all this in your head?
I'm sure I do somewhere, but,
Well, at least they don't like the NFL, where basically we would be going home with a tie right now.
Yeah, a couple of those this season, which some players on
was the Redskins and the Bengals.
Yeah,
in London, I think, right?
Yeah,
27-27.
Well, hey, London's like a soccer place anyway, and there's ties there all the time. I got nothing to complain about. But certainly players on each team expressing some frustration at the result of their. But yeah, well, not the case here. We'll go as many overtimes as we have to. I believe it's the 4th overtime where you have to go for 2 if you score a touchdown. Not that that's impacted us so far. Both teams or each team taking a field goal to complete their offensive possession.
And Sam Horman again from the soccer team last year to the football team this year, and again that's clutch to make that kind of field goal. Where if you don't make it, the game's over.
Yeah, the situation adds a lot of difficulty, whereas the distance does not.
From the 25 to start the second overtime, option left, and down goes Ty Jones, wrapped up.
Completely unblocked that time.
Max Oji, sophomore linebacker, as you mentioned, he came in without anyone laying a hand on him.
Yeah, you just can't do that. You can't require your quarterback to make a move that defensive, especially in open field like that. Somebody's got to put a body on him.
Loss of 4. Now the Knights are behind the 8 ball as they're looking at 2nd down and 14 back at the 29-yard line. Need a big pass play possibly with Honeycutt over to the right and Lorenzen split left.
A big hole in the middle of the field.
Pitches, running room, 25-yard line, and Solovey is out, wrapped up and thrown out of bounds near the 22-yard line, which would bring up, I believe, 3rd down, about 7.5 to go.
Yeah, still got to focus on penalties and turnovers, though. Obviously, getting the ball moving is important, but right there, that was very close, I think, on the lines to throwing him down after he was out of bounds. Penalty like that can really shift things as well.
3rd and 7. Carroll's to the left and Lorenzen's to the right. Nailahi's in motion. Jones will keep it, and he is hit and dropped at the 19. And that will bring up 4th and 4.
So that's from the 20-yard line. Now the question is that in Horman's range?
That's 37 yards for a field goal.
Certainly not a chip shot.
And they're going to bring Sam out for a 37-yarder. If he doesn't hit this one, New Jersey can win in the second overtime with their offense with a touchdown or a field goal. Horman, 37 yards away.
No good.
And it sails left. Had the distance, but went left, and now New Jersey can win it with a touchdown or a field goal.
Very difficult situation now. The Knights have got to step up defensively. They have leaned on their defense so many times this season, and now another one in double overtime. They've got to get an outright stop, and depending on the range, really not even allow much as far as yards to gain, because as you said, a field goal will end it. The defense is going to have to really, really step up here.
They'll need to do exactly what the New Jersey defense just did, because it was really New Jersey's defense that shut down the Knights in that second overtime.
Absolutely right.
Osler's got 3 receivers split right. Scott, the running back, alongside. Scott gets the carry, and the Knights get him.
Yeah, good stop that time. Good to see the Knights adjust to that as well. That's that formation that we've talked about a few times where they empty out the backfield except for a single man, trying to get less people in the box. The Knights able to buckle down, though, and the men who were there able to stand up the running back and get the stop.
Gain of 1, 2nd and 9, 24-yard line. Knights defense trying to force a third overtime. Osler looks right, fires right, and he fired it too far for his intended receiver who was out there at the 4-yard line. Yeah. Trying to hit Guckin again, and he had to step on the defender, but just sailed it past him. Now it's 3rd down.
Yeah, the Knights certainly need a stop here. Any points, again, or any yards that'll allow for a field goal, which contributes to any points, just cannot be allowed. But that's the difficulty of it, is you want to cover deep. You don't want to let the long ball for the touchdown. You got to cover short because you can't let them get too many yards to get into field goal range. A lot of options.
Right now it'd be about a 41-yard field goal. Back to pass goes the quarterback. He fires. It is intercepted by the Knights.
And that ends the overtime period right there.
Mitch Oram coming up with a big interception. Willie will go to a 3rd overtime.
Great job. And you could see in his face, do I jump the route? Do I tip? Do I intercept? But exactly what he needed to do, that prevents any kind of field goal attempt. And now we're back to where we started, where the College of New Jersey will start offensively, which puts the Knights back in the driver's seat.
Boy, Oram played that perfectly. And as you mentioned, Art, he had a few different options, and he chose the right one.
Well, and it's so different because this is such unfamiliar territory. There are situations where, as a defender, you have the opportunity to make an interception where you should not do it. You should bat the ball down. And so it's that quick decision making where you have to realize, wait, is this one of those? Do I pick it? What do I do?
Is it third down or fourth down?
Yeah, or, am I going to get pass interference? Do I have time to get around? There's a million factors that play in there that you have to decide very quickly, and Orem doing exactly that. Wow.
And so the Knights offense not able to score in that second overtime, but the defense bails them out with a big interception by Mitch Orem, and now we go to the third overtime.
Well, and this is where that was essentially the emotional equivalent of a pick six, because now the offense for College of New Jersey goes right back on the field, has to see what they can do after throwing an interception like that.
And as you can see, we also switch ends.
Yep. So, whew, it'll be the pressure's really on the offense for
getting
TCNJ.
close to the shady end.
Yeah. Well, it's only shady because we've been out here for a while. We started at 1 o'clock. We're pushing 4 now.
Yep.
At least it's warm, though. It's warmed up a fair bit for him. So.
Well, I know whoever ends up losing this game is going to be a tough loss. But then again, as you mentioned repeatedly, it's been an exciting game, and I'm sure the players will remember that despite whoever loses this game.
Oh, absolutely. It's been a fun one. This has been one of the funnest games I think we've ever had here.
25-yard line starting here in the quarter, and the handoff goes to Matt Nelly on the receiver sweep to the left side, and he gets good yardage inside the 20 down to the 18, picked up about 7.
Yeah, ran a long way for those 7 yards, but I'm sure it's worth it to him, starting on the outside and then cutting it up.
We'll call it a 6-yard gain down to the 19, so it's 2nd and 4.
Good blocking for him as well. So again, just because this has been complicated and a crazy day, College of New Jersey scores here no matter what it is. The game is not over. The Knights have another possession with which to reply.
And there goes Matt Nelly in motion again. They fake it to him, give it right up the middle to Scott, and he's got a first down. It looks like he got close to the 15 where he had to get a first down, and we'll see where they mark him. So they used the same play, but that time faked to the receiver coming across and just gave it to the running back straight up the middle.
Yep, the linesman indicates it is a first down.
His initial progress took him inside the 15, so it's first down New Jersey, just inside the 15 of the Knights.
Smart play calling by the offense coordinator of TCNJ as well. After your quarterback throws that pick, you don't put him in a bad situation. You come out, you get a few running plays, let him get some confidence back, shake that off. He will possibly go to pass soon, though.
Scott, left side. He's got running room, and he's out of bounds inside the 10.
Yeah, no reason to go to pass if the running game keeps working, though, as it seems.
Good downfield blocking, too.
Indeed. Looks like there's a flag on the play.
See if this one's coming back. A rear penalty against the Lions of New Jersey. It's a hold against the Lions. That might have been that downfield block we were talking about.
May have been, and again, one of a lot of penalties have been at critical times. This one critical for the Knights.
Huge penalty here.
Yeah.
Instead of the 7-yard line, now New Jersey's looking at the 25-yard line.
Whew. Long way to go. That changes the situation dramatically, and that may very well put it back into that pass situation for Osler.
2nd and 20. 2 receivers to the right. Osler looks that way and fires, and he
dropped.
Incomplete. He was trying to hit Koenig, who was out there. Ball a little underthrown, and Koenig could have grabbed it, but it bounced off him. New Jersey's had a few bounces off the chest of their wide receiver. Now it's 3rd down, or 2nd down in from the 25-yard line. 2nd and 20.
Yeah, that's a really difficult thing to do, especially this is their second offensive play. They've had a long game, but really sprinting out there and selling your jet route and then stopping, coming back. It's a difficult thing to do for a receiver, just not quite able to do it. Excuse me, your streak route.
Here's Matt Nelly in motion. They fake it to him. And Osler fires across the middle. Man out there. It is caught by Koenig. He comes right back and makes the catch for the touchdown. He got behind the Knights' defensive secondary, and New Jersey's got a 23-17 lead here in the 3rd overtime.
Double coverage for the Knights.
And yet somehow Koenig got to the back of the end zone.
Yeah, you lead. In the situation like that, you want one in front, one behind. A guy getting behind you that is the cardinal sin of a safety. That's a tough pill to swallow.
Now it forces the Knights, provided New Jersey gets the conversion here, to score a touchdown and also get a conversion.
I'm not sure if it's the third or the fourth overtime where you have to go
Might
for
be the
two.
third. They're going to go for 2, it looks like.
Yeah, whether it's by design or by choice or not, they're going for it.
The Knights will try to stop this. Otherwise, they're going to have to get a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. Yeah, I think New Jersey wanted to call a timeout to talk it over. Their coaches were screaming, "Stop the play."
Yeah,
So,
anytime you see coaches on the sideline hopping up and down like that before a play, it's a good indication that they're trying to get a timeout.
So again, another situation, Art, where the Knights or the Lions had, in this case, Koenig dropped the ball, and then they come right back to him for a touchdown pass across the middle.
Adding to the drama, Jim. That's all it is. Adding to the drama of it all.
Knights trying to win on Senior Day, and they would have regretted, obviously, giving up that touchdown, but now they've got to control this conversion, stop it, and give the offense a chance with a touchdown and a conversion to win the game.
Yeah, this is a difficult situation. You get a stop here, hopefully, after allowing that touchdown, and the Knights offense will have the opportunity. You score and get the 2-point conversion, it's over again. It just gives more opportunities for the game to end. I think that's the reason they require that once you start
Otherwise,
climbing up
a
the
day game
overtimes.
would become a night game.
It's true. You can see those shadows stretching longer and longer as it goes on.
Quarterback fires. He's got his receiver for a 2-pointer. That's Mattinelli making the catch on a slant. It's 25-17 Lions. And now the Knights have to get a touchdown and a 2-point conversion just to force a 4th overtime.
Yeah, they know what they've got to do, but what they've got to do is the most difficult offensive thing in the game, which is both scoring a touchdown and tacking on the 2-point conversion.
Just to get a tie.
Yeah, just to force a 4th overtime.
And so now we'll see what the Knights' offensive strategy is. We'll see what they plan to do here from the 25-yard line. Again, knowing they've got to score twice, touchdown and a conversion. Hanson right behind Jones. Sullivan in motion. Going to be a pass. Jones fires. Got his receiver out there. Caught. 4-yard line. Nayalahi makes the catch. The Knights are in business. 1st and goal, 4-yard line.
I will take overtime Ty Jones versus regulation Ty Jones any day, and regulation Ty Jones ain't bad.
Well, here's what we talked about, Art. They've had the big pass play, and in the past have had a hard time following up on it. Now they need to follow up 4 yards to go.
Absolutely. You got to get in the end zone. They had 1st and goal from the 5 before.
Give it to Jones, and he is stymied right at the line of scrimmage for no gain.
Well, we joked earlier. When was the last overtime game? I can pretty confidently say we've never had a triple overtime game.
Or quadruple.
And, threatening the quadruple now.
Knights still have 5 yards to cover because that was a 1-yard loss.
Maybe the coaches talked about it beforehand. They say, we want to make Sports Center today. Let's make it an 8 overtime game. Somehow, I doubt. I think either one of them would be happy to take a win right now if given the option.
See if Ty Jones takes it himself. He does. Spins. Touchdown.
The spin, the dive, got it in. But now they've got to get 2.
Conversion. 25-23 on a 2-pointer is needed to send this game to a 4th overtime.
And only one try at this. The Knights, this is where consistency comes in.
Once you get a defensive penalty.
Yeah, it's true. But this is where consistency is so important. We've talked about the importance of no negative plays. You cannot have a negative play on this. You get a negative play, the game's over. So they have got to gain a few yards on this just to get it in the end zone, just to send it to a 4th overtime.
They send Bradley into the game. Honeycutt over to the right as a receiver. Movement, Honeycutt. Or make
Got
that Bradley,
room. Turn it up, turn it up.
He got in. We're going to a 4th overtime.
The drama, Jim. The drama.
How about Justin Bradley? What a game he is having never carried until today. carried the football, and he gets a 2-point conversion in.
There have been more overtimes on this game than the Knights have played cumulatively in the history of the program at this point.
Justin Bradley, again, never having carried the ball this season, and he got a 2-point conversion into the end zone. Got some good blocking, too, but Bradley really earned that 2-pointer, and now we're going to a 4th overtime at 25-25.
And the Knight offense has to go right back onto the field again. Oh, my goodness.
Neither team backing down.
Not at all. Slugfest. Called it from the beginning, and blow for blow. This is gone.
Don't think you called it 4 overtimes, but
no,
you did call it
no.
slugfest.
Yeah, that's true. I absolutely did not. I will give you that. But, man, this is going extra rounds now.
Safe to say that no one has left.
No.
So here we go, 4th overtime, 25-25.
So if there's any score by a team in this overtime, there will have been as many points scored or more scored by that team than they scored in regulation, which is really funny considering how both offenses struggled to score during the game. It was 14-14 at regulation. Now the teams are 11-11 in the overtime. So even a field goal would make it 14 apiece.
Safe to say, longest game in university football history for the Knights.
Yeah, I would think so. Which is funny because we had the shortest just a couple of weeks ago as far as time from start to finish.
That game ended in 2 hours and 20 minutes, I believe.
Yeah, crazy short. Well, we're making up for it today for sure.
Here we go. Start of the 4th overtime from the 25-yard line. And Jones runs the option to the right, keeps it. He's got 5 yards. He's got almost 8 or 9 yards.
Good fake cutting inside there.
Looks like a pickup of about 8 down to the 17.
And this is where wear and tear on your body starts coming in as well.
Although I would imagine the adrenaline of overtime kind of negates that a little bit.
It helps.
You would think.
It helps. But, your body can only produce so much
That's
adrenaline
true.
as well.
Yeah.
You go back and forth with, we're going to win. Oh, it's a tie. It's been a lot of back and forth.
2nd and 2. Pitch to Nalaw. He's not going anywhere. He got surrounded. Jones wasn't going to go anywhere, and the pitch wasn't going to go anywhere. And just New Jersey really played a great time defensively there.
True. They'll back him up about 3.
And make it the 3rd down as the Knights have a lineman. It looks like Spencer Butler is hobbling off under his own power.
Yeah, that's not good news. He's been a real anchor in the offensive line for the Knights. And again, there's Knights not particularly deep in the offensive line.
3rd down coming up, ball to 21. They have to get to the 15, so it's 3rd and 6. Nalaw, he's in motion. Jones wants to throw. He fires, and he overthrows Solovey at the 4-yard line. No flags. 4th down coming up. And this would be about a 39-yard field goal, so the Knights are almost going to have to go for it here.
Yeah, Horman has not been consistent. He's really missed some, but he's coming out on the field.
Coming out, it's going to be about a 38-yarder. Yep, 38 yards looks like.
So he's missed 1 wide right. He's missed 1 wide left.
Not the leg, just got to get it through the middle. 38-yarder, trying to get the Knights the lead here in the 4th overtime. Smith to Holder. Kick's got the distance, but it's off to the left. And now New Jersey can win it with a touchdown or a field goal on their end of the 4th overtime.
Broken record, Jim, but the Knights have leaned on their defense so many times, and now they're going to have to do it again. Whether it's, last time when they were in this situation, they came up with an interception to prevent even a field goal attempt, which was exactly what they needed. They're going to have to come up here again, either a big stop or a turnover, to force a 5th overtime. There's something I didn't think I would say when I woke up this morning.
Yeah, what are the odds?
Well, 2 evenly matched teams, I guess it goes up a little bit, but still, I mean, don't see too many games at any level that go to 4 overtimes.
Let's see if we can force a 5th overtime. If the defense can make a stand here.
I
in
vote pick
overtime
6.
number 4. Scott bounces outside. He was going to start that inside and gets up about 5 yards down to the 20. Good decision by Chad Scott, the running back, to go outside when there was nothing inside.
Yeah, you can see the Knights ripping at that football as well. They know they've got to go turnover because 5 yards after that, we're up already approaching field goal range. TCNJ may very well get a few more yards and then just decide to kick it and end it, depending on how much faith they have in their field goal
Maybe
kicker.
depending on what happens here on 2nd down and 5 from the 20. See if they play it safe and keep it on the ground, though.
Single coverage again, top of your screen.
Matt Nelly, the handoff to Scott. Scott's got running room. 20, 15, down to the 12. 1st down, and right now it would be about a 29-yard field goal attempt from the 12-yard line, almost the 11.
Definitely within field goal range. Man down, though.
Scott, the running back.
Looks like there's 2 men on the
Also,
deck.
a Knight is underneath him.
Looks like
Can't tell if that is Christopher or not. Looked like maybe one of the defenders who made the tackle down at the 11-yard line. And right now, Art, as you mentioned, the Lions pretty much in field goal range. It'd be about a 28, 29-yarder from here. If they decide to, I would imagine they'll just keep it on the ground unless they want to maybe have a play action and take a shot at the end zone.
yeah, that would make sense.
This would be a tough loss for the Knights in 4 overtimes, but New Jersey's not there yet.
Yeah, certainly looking for a turnover at this point.
And it looks like that was Christopher coming up under his own power. Good to see there. Ball the 12-yard line. 1st down, New Jersey.
Yeah, looks shake it up. He may not have any more impact on this game today, but certainly will next week if he's all right. He's been huge in the secondary for the Knights this season.
Koenig and Matt Nelly are the receiver split left with Glover, new running back in there, alongside Osler, the quarterback, on 1st down from the 12-yard line. Play ready to resume here in overtime number 4. No, stay on the ground to Glover, right up the middle, down to the 10. See if New Jersey is kind of setting up for a field goal attempt here.
Yeah, and it looks like that's their goal at this point. At least presumably is they'll keep trying the middle, and if they get a 1st down, great. If not, they'll just set up for the field goal.
You can see the ball carriers have both hands around the ball too, hoping for a hole that takes them in the end zone, but don't want to fumble. Chad Scott, the main running back, is back out there from the 10-yard line, 2nd and 8. Got to look out for the pass, of course. And Osler's going to give it to Scott instead, and he is hit at the 10. He drives his way down to the 9 for a yard and stacked up right there. So now it's 3rd down. From here, it would be about a 26-yard field goal attempt.
And again, the strategy here, if you break a big play and you get a 1st down or a touchdown, great, but you don't need it. Every yard you get makes it a little easier for your kicker, and it's low-risk play right
Although,
here.
you do have an advantage going on 3rd down for the field goal. If you kind of mess up the snap or something, you can still have a 4th down try at it.
That is true. We've seen that in college football this season already.
3rd and 7, 9-yard line. Scott gets the handoff, bounces off one tackler, goes down. We're going to have a field goal attempt by New Jersey, and if they make it, they win. If not, we're going to 5 overtimes.
So, if you're the praying type, now would be the appropriate time. It's a relatively short kick.
I'm more of the blocking type. Let's get in there and block it.
Yeah, that too. A blocked field goal, of course, would be great. A blocked field goal returned would be even better. But a completed field goal will end the game.
25-yarder by Nagy, the kicker, the place kicker for the Lions. And now the Knights will take that timeout, I believe, to kind of freeze the kicker.
Give him a little time to think about it.
25-yarder, point blank.
Well, the Knights, as you said, blocking, certainly a possibility. They've blocked one already today from, I think, about this range.
Now, Nagy came into the game 0 for 1 on field goal attempts.
Well, and he's had, as I said, one blocked already today.
Yep.
So,
not a sure thing here.
Yeah, it's certainly not. But the hopes for this game, if you're a Knight fan, are reliant on this next play.
Been a great game, but certainly the Knights don't want to come up short in this 4 overtime affair.
They just want to send it to 5.
And try to go out victorious here on Senior Day. Nagy, 25-yard field goal, could win it for the College of New Jersey.
Fans going crazy.
And the Lions win the game. "25-yarder by Nagy sails through, and College of New Jersey wins in 4 overtimes, 28-25. A tough defeat for the Knights, who battled all the way.
Well, it was definitely a hard-fought game. I don't think the Knights have anything to hang their heads about. Unfortunately, in a game that comes down this close, there will be a lot of individual plays where players will look back and, woulda, coulda, shoulda. That double deep coverage in the back of the end zone, I think in the 3rd overtime being one of them. Just lots of little situations where you do one thing differently and it changes the outcome of the game drastically. But still, a 4 overtime loss is nothing to be ashamed of.
Yeah, the Knights will probably think, as you mentioned, Art, about some of the missed opportunities in these 4 overtimes, and maybe even a few missed opportunities in the 4th quarter, thinking maybe perhaps they win the game with that last drive of the 4th quarter.
Yeah, and Ty Jones certainly had some great efforts today, some great plays. He's got a lot to be proud of, but things like that pick 6 will haunt him as well.
Yep.
That one play goes differently, and it drastically. We never get to overtime.
So the College of New Jersey gets the victory in 4 overtimes, 28-25 over Southern Virginia, as the College of New Jersey improves now to 2-7 on the season, 2-6 in the conference. The Knights drop to 1-7 in the New Jersey Athletic Conference, and 2-7 overall on the season. One more game left on the schedule for the Knights. They'll be playing on the road, Art, next Saturday on the road, 3 p.m. against the Christopher Newport University Ball Club.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see how that one plays out. The Knights will certainly be have the sting of this one still on them. They'll want to come back and finish strong. 2 wins in the season so far. They'd love to pick up a 3rd. It already is, as we mentioned earlier, trending in the right direction from last year, but never content, I think, is the way to describe Coach DuPay. I'm sure he'd love to pick up another one.
So a tremendous effort today by the Southern Virginia University Knights, but they come up short in 4 overtimes. College of New Jersey wins it in 4 overtimes. The final again, College of New Jersey 28 and Southern Virginia 25. That'll wrap things up here from the Knight Sports Arena. For Art, Josh, and all of our production staff here at Southern Virginia University, thanks again today for joining us for Southern Virginia University Knights football.